Yo, welcome to A Mood with Toys. I'm your host, Lawrence. No, I'm just kidding. It's Moody. And I guess Romo forgot the assignment. He's, now that he's a host of the Circle of Jerks, he's too good to be on time. So, he's not here. It's the Moody Show. No, but we got a special guest. We'll wait for Tony's Figs. Let's just bring on the guest right now, hailing from Canada, weighing it. There he is, Mega J. What up?
Wing it way too much. That's
yeah. I didn't want to finish. I figured you could finish the rest.
It's all that maple syrup. That's the problem right there.
That's
what's going on, Moody? How you doing,
dude? Maple syrup. I mean, I'm from New England. I like me some Vermont maple syrup. What's a better maple syrup? Obviously, Canada kills Vermont with that, right?
You know what? Other than the gangster activity for maple syrup, we I don't know if you can touch that, but it's all, you know what? It's just two different shades of brown, man. At the end of the day, so it's all good.
That's what's up. All right, we already got a super chat already. It's from this guy Tony's Figs. You just sent the link 2 seconds ago. Shake my head. It's true. I don't know who has the link, who doesn't have the link. They go through the same problems on the Baldy show. Shout out to Baldy Locks. He's having surgery today. Bobby's moving. As many of you know, he's been talking about it. He's going to Minnesota. Usually he's always hanging out with Mega J, but I get the pleasure of hanging out with Mega J today. Let's just check in with a couple of watchers right now, and we'll get into the toy shiz. You don't need to talk G.I. Joe to the same end. I don't need to watch. Well, you should watch. It's a toy kind of mood. It's not a Joe kind of mood, but we always talk about G.I. Joe, and we will. Does Classified drive your viewership? I think, we're a G.I. Joe centric channel. When Classified came out in 2000, 2001, we started right along with it. And it's been a great ride ever since. And, having a newer show, it's easier, to be honest, to have more of a rapport with GIJoe Classified, because it's hard to cut the line in Marvel Legends. You know what I'm saying, Mega J? Or any of these toy lines that have been out for like 15, 20 years. Moody, I can't get those guys on.
Let me tell you, Moody, you got to tread carefully with those Marvel guys, man. Oh my God. You know what? I might have made a mistake doing a review of some sort last couple of days.
We're gonna talk about it. We got you.
I think I got a fire under people's butt. Anyway.
Yeah. You know what? Shout out to Dan, who we'll talk about him later too. He did a review and he was rough on it as well. So I wouldn't say rough, but you guys were fair. Okay, let's see who else we got. Earl Whitford, what up, all? Johnny B 54, hello, all. Wednesday night toy ramblings. Yeah, I had to do. It was me by myself. I just had to. He talks so much crap on Circle of Jerks. Speaking of Circle of Jerks, here's the number 1 jerk right here, the host of Circle of Jerks right there, throwing me the bird.
I'm not going to spin on that. Forget that, man.
No, I like to kind of go on. Give me the link like maybe 15 minutes before we go on so I can check my audio, check my visual. No, this guy sends a link like 7:01.
And you've never sounded better. Imagine that. We'll just do that from now on. All right, we got Chris G. I'm angry with Joe and Hasbro. We'll save it to the end. That's what we're talking about. Finally up late enough to catch live. All right. I live in Vermont. There you go. Aloha all. Hi, guys from Cali. Yeah, okay. Wreck ship. Ahoy, matey. Hello, everyone. Firefly. Evening, everybody. Charlie Squared. What happened to Baldy? No, he's having surgery. As far as I know, it's not super serious, right, Tony? What do you know about it? It's on his pelvis, right?
Nothing really.
That fucking getting fucked.
Nothing really, dude.
What's the surgery on? Anything we can talk about?
I think it's something to do with sex change or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's pretty normal for a toy kind of move. Thanks for the flip off, Tony. And shout out to G.I. Joe.
It was for this guy here. It was for this guy.
Yeah. Exactly. It's for all you fuckers out there in toy kind of mood land. Death Valley Machine, we're going to be working together. Let's just talk about G.I. Joe now and forever. We got some video segments coming out, so that's exciting news. Hello, Collectors Blitz. Cheers to you. And we'll get a question already. Tony, you picking up the Gridiron Shadow Hound? Shadow.
I'm not sure. I mean, I could just paint mine black. We'll see. I don't know. Right now, I don't know. I don't have any room for it, man. There's a picture up on my Tony's Figs Facebook account, and that's all the room I have for vehicles.
Cool. All right, look, there's a lot of people checking in. We really appreciate you guys, but we got to get to, and we got a name right here, Len. Hey, everyone. Your hair transplant, hilarious for the bald crew there. Baldy getting Brazilian butt lift. All right, let's get right into it because we got Mega J on limited time. He's a very popular guy. He's on the Carson show tonight. All right. Long Box Heroes, our friends over at Fresh Monkey Fiction. Now, this is different. We don't usually cover 5 POA, but they got a Wave 2 Kickstarter coming out, and we'll hit the page in a second. But are you aware of this side of the spectrum of Fresh Monkey Fiction, MJR?
Yeah. You know, I've been following a little bit. I haven't like been deep diving into them, but you know, a lot of great long box heroes here. Obviously, that's some reference to comics. You know, you got the Tick, you got Savage Dragon. You know, you got for crying out loud, you got the Rocketeer there, man. Like this is some really crazy. Well, for people who don't know of any of these books, right, from back in the day. But yeah, no, some great stuff here. You know what I mean? So Grendel, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, these guys look great. You know, and it's not bad. 5 POA. It's not terrible, right? I mean, like what's it called? McFarlane is doing, I guess, relatively well with their Super Friends there. The what are they called again? They're
DC Multiverse?
Yeah, no, not the Multiverse. The 5 POA that they're doing right now.
Superpowers.
Yeah, Superpowers, right?
Well, Tony, that's your line right there, isn't it?
That's right. McFarlane Toys.
There you go. Yeah, we'll talk a little McFarlane tonight. But yeah, I'll shift it to you, Tony. I mean, you collect that side of McFarlane. How about these bad boys? And we will just say that they've reached 38,000. They got to hit 150K. Which is a pretty high goal. But they've hit 38 so far. 351 backers, good number. Still got a whole month. I mean, 27 days. But take it away, Tony.
Yeah, no, I'm probably not. I'm probably just sticking to what's in my lane right now. Long Box Heroes doesn't really interest me right now. It's pretty dope. I see Savage Dragon in there, and the Rocketeer. Is that the Phantom too? It's so small. I think
that might be the Phantom. Yeah, it looks like the Phantom.
And then is that Grendel too? That's
Grendel. Yeah. That's
okay. Grendel. Yeah, I knew more of these guys than I thought. But yeah, these are.
It's the Hodge Ninja. My bad. Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, that's Grendel, the Hodge Ninja. I have no idea. And then there's Grendel Prime over there.
Grendel, yeah.
Kevin
Christine Spar Grendel. Okay.
Yeah.
These are cool. Now I'm gonna stay on my superpowers lane. I'm cool with that.
We got Ken Best. Whoa, Mega J slumming it with a toy kind of mood.
That's true.
Your crowd is brutal, man. You guys,
they fucking hate us.
They love them. They love us, but they're like, show up. It's like the people who hate Howard Stern, but they listen every week. Let's see what else we got. If I can pull back here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, here we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a close up, right? You can see it pretty good there. Cool. All right, see what else we got here. All right, how about that? That coming in good? So you got some Wave 1, Wave 2 comparisons there.
Yeah.
And same here with the Tick. You had the original on the Wave 1, and then you get some variations and different characters.
Yeah, they're looking good. You know, like I'm definitely if I was back into 5 POA, I mean I'd be on these, right? But
yep.
I can't get into another line. Like even with the superpowers, I couldn't do it, man. Like I actually really wanted to pick up a couple of the Batman, and then McFarlane did McFarlane, and it's like Batman. I was like, all right, you know what? No, I can't do it.
No, I hear you there. Now he's trying to kick ass now, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we will be talking about a great Batman looking figure. Great Batman figure in a little bit. But
Hedge Ninja.
Yeah, we'll go back to that. Hedge Ninja. Looks like Snake Eyes a little bit. Sunbow. Hollow Fire.
David Allen. Hey.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's good for now. and we'll head back to what we were talking about. And more Fresh Monkey, of course. We've got Halloween Boy coming out, and this is a collab with Dave Baker, who created it. And these are season 2 images that popped over. Mega J, I don't know if we spoke about this, but did you get Operation Monster Force Wave 1, Season 1?
No, not this time. Like I saw them. I saw them. I think we all saw them at Joe Fest, right? We saw a whole bunch. They were all on display over at the BBTS booth, and they look incredible. You know what I mean? Even though they were still the prototype test shot stage, they looked absolutely fabulous. But like I said, I just can't get into another line right now. I'm so knee deep in like, it's just that the real problem for me right now is I don't know what's going to happen with these tariffs. But I think I was in another chat, and they're like, everything's gone up about $8 a figure right now, and people are just like, they're losing their minds. So I gotta
we're gonna get into that after the McFarlane section, because we got some tariff news that's happened today.
These look amazing. Like, these look absolutely bangers. You know, they're absolute bangers. I would, if I could get into another line, I'd probably be already be in this line, because they're not the same with Grindhouse toys, right? Because they had this VHS one which was just like banging.
The Grindhouse. Shout out to Chris Scott. He works with them. Yeah, he's a paint master for many of the figures, not all of them, but he's working on, especially the military figures. He's doing a lot of the camo with them. We've showcased a lot of his stuff, and then of course all these weapons are from Gridiron. Tony.
Yep. Now they're getting all the Gridiron stuff with these guys. Oh yes, not that one's
not this one. Not this one. This we saw from Wave 1, but
steampunk stuff. Yeah.
The steampunk we had from 1. And man, that werewolf face sculpt is. The Sleepwalker aerial assault trooper is freaking badass. And then we got the Lieutenant Griffin, the eraser, Tony. You could see that's a Gridiron gun.
Oh yeah, that close quarters combat rifle. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then look at you got the see-through there, Mega J. Like the translucent, invisible.
I mean, that's why he covers his head, right? I mean, he's the invisible man.
Right? You can see him.
Yeah, we got some great comments, but we're trying to. We got a lot to talk about tonight. So we're probably not going to get to as many comments, but you know what to do. But we'll get to as many as we can. But we got to fly through a lot of this stuff. Speaking of the eraser, guys, you're going to Toylanta, right, Mega J?
I am going to Toylanta, and the number of people who've been asking me about the Monster Force exclusive is hilarious. But I'm going to do my best. I mean, we'll see what the lineup is like. I mean, everything's really popular down there. So.
You're not going there to be anybody's personal shopper. You're going there to handle your own business, man.
We got some things to go on. So, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm always happy to try, for friends and stuff, right? So, I mean, Moody, if you're thinking about something, let me know. I mean, Tony, let me know. We'll see what happens.
Hell yeah!
I'm actually. Let's see if you can see my top shelf back there. Yeah, no, it's a little blurry, but that one right there, that's dedicated to Monster Force, and the shelf below it will go to Wave 2.
Nice.
You got to future-proof your toy rooms. And you got to think about what you pre-order and what's coming, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to keep some stuff in the box because stuff's coming and I need room for it. And season 2 is looking real damn good. As far as the translucent figures, I might actually sell the ones I have from Joe Fest just because I don't have I already got the regular ones now. I don't have the room. So I don't know. We'll see. So I'm probably good on this one. But I appreciate you, man. I appreciate that. I know people are going crazy. They're going to have limited ones on BBTS, they said. So 1 per day at Toylanta, limited quantities coming to Big Bad. And then they're also doing an indie toy spotlight. Mega J, do you plan to hit this panel and hang out?
Definitely. Well, there's limited time in the day. A lot of panels are jam packed. I'm doing a couple of panels myself. I would definitely love. I was thinking about sitting in on this one. I asked Brett, and he's like, you know what? It's rammed solid. I'm like, that's cool. I might just sit down, ask questions, just start lobbing some stuff out there. And there's that man or monster Skeletor that I was talking about in the VHS box. He's wicked, man. Like
right on the right. So what else are you doing there at Toylanta specifically?
I'm hosting a panel with Joshua Sky for the history of the Master Universe for the PowerCon section.
Nice.
And a very personal one on Sunday. We're doing the Flip Or and Champions of Neferity, featuring the art of Ryan Endersby, who passed away before we could get the figure out. So very personal, but at the same time, we're also celebrating all the artwork that he did, everything, all his contributions, what he meant to the community, as well as talk a little bit about Wave 2 because they're on. It's on a boat heading to America, heading to America. It might actually reach here before the tariffs. We don't know, but I doubt it.
Oh boy, what a topic that's going to be, and we'll get into that in a little bit. All right, let's fly into NECA. That's how I'm gonna call the company.
I can't spell.
NECA.
You can't spell.
Your American spelling is beyond me. I don't know.
Yeah. Here we go. All right. This was a cool store exclusive that came out the other day. It's a TMNT 1990 movie 35th anniversary. You got the 5-pack with that. I believe it was Paternia. Shout out to him, always giving us great updates. He said the dead ass Splinter he put in the description. And this goes for 170 bones on the NECA store. Yeah, Mega J, talk about this set.
Are you serious? 170 bones? US?
Is that good or bad?
That's like $600 Canadian. Like, come on, guys. Like, oh my God. What are you guys doing? I know we're in a trade war right now, but come on.
Tariffs, baby, tariffs. Tariffs. These are the tariff turtles.
That's what they are.
Well, take us through what we got on the screen here. How you feeling? They look good. They look damn good, actually.
If they're straight reissues of the original ones, this arguably, there's people are going to say whatever, right? But arguably, I think that this set is what put NECA on the map. You know what I mean? Because when they came out with these, just like turtles are the gift that keeps on giving, right? They've been around for the better part of 40 years now, and they're still freaking doing well. They're not 40 years yet, but they're still freaking kicking ass. They're still kicking it, man. It's crazy. It's freaking crazy. Like every generation has a version of Turtles for themselves. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a property to be that fresh every freaking 6 years or so, how's that even possible? Like it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And Toy Optics isn't here, but I had to give out a shout to this photography, and this was our thumbnail for the week, and we threw a couple characters on it. But man, what a backdrop this was!
Awesome.
Yeah.
Really
made it
dope.
look like the Force Splinter.
Yep. What was that? That was a Loot Crate exclusive.
Yeah.
So you had to literally get a subscription to Loot Crate in order to get Splinter, and that's actually and you know what? 90% of the people didn't get it.
Wow.
It took a year. It took a year to get their Splinters. People were pissed.
Damn.
And he was going for a pretty penny for a while because again, literally, it was like hard to get him. And him and Danny took forever. And Danny's too short. Danny's way too short, man. I can't remember what happened there, but they used somebody else's mold from like a horror figure or something like that, and he ended up. It was Terminator 2, John Connor. They used his mold, his actual like body mold, and they used that for Danny, and Danny was way too short. He was like a
yikes.
Too short, man. Too short.
Well, we'll ask you about height a little later, and based on a review that you did that's making waves around the world. But we got more NECA stuff to talk about. The Target Haulathon. So it's convention season. We talked Toylanta. We're going to talk about WonderCon in a little while. And now we have the Target Haulathon. Don't think we're going to get any Hasbro stuff, Tony.
Nope. It doesn't look like it.
It looks like it's strictly one company. That's everything that we got there. You got Pee-wee, Mega J. You already got this one on pre-order, right?
You know what? Paul Rubin, R.I.P. He was. It's a loss, but I love what they've done with this figure. He should come with the door. I think that door is a must-have. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Yeah.
But if they're going to charge the same thing they charge for the Beetlejuice horror, the Beetlejuice Hot House. I almost said the other thing. They can keep it because that thing was way too expensive for what it was. Right? I just want the door, or give me Cherry. If you can give me Cherry, I'm good.
Hell yeah! All right, we'll move on to something else. We got a question for Tony already. It's just a bunch of questions for Tony all night. That's what we're doing. We got Mega J as a special guest, but Tony's Figs is always the special guest on a Toy Kind of Mood. Who is the Joe decal guy you refer to often?
That's Bad Mother Tattoos and Customs. That's Jeff. He's on eBay. That's who I put all his water slide decals that he had for different vehicles for 1/12, and I put them on. I'll put them all over my Jungle Hound so it can mimic the All-Striker for Joe. But yeah, Bad Mother Tattoos and Customs. You can. It's a little tricky putting them on. I might do a how-to video in the near future showing you how. It's not that hard, but you can use water. But when you use microset and microsol, it makes life a little easier. It's just a microsol. It tends to, if you use too much, it can, like, some of the color of the paint on the decal can come off. I experienced that with the S Shield I put on Superman, and I had to paint a little bit, but it came out nice.
Nice. I have to ask, how was it hosting last night? I don't see you hosting too many shows, and I watched it today, putting some of the show together, and I thought you did a nice job. You just you didn't butt in like I do. I take over and I interfere with everybody's stuff. You just kind of let everyone go at it, and it had a nice flow.
Yeah. After we got through the horrible start, because I wanted to do Baldy's intro. I love his little AOL intro. But it's a trick doing this StreamYard stuff. You have to, like, hit the intro, then hit live. There's a little hesitation, then you wait, then it's over, then introduce everybody. And I just went by the seat of my pants and said, let's do it. And then we started talking, and then, no big deal. They're already talking about something before I had the first slide up. So I don't know. It was a mess, but we got through it.
Cool. Tell you what, we're going to talk about, we see everyone's comments about the Shadow Hound going live, but what we'll do is Mega J's on a limited time. We'll talk about that at the end of the night. We'll cover that in a little bit, but let's stick to the program. We got more Haulathon. Mega J, what I'm going to do is to speed this up. We got 8 slides of the Haulathon.
Oh my goodness.
Moody, take your time. Take your time. We're not going to have to speed through that thing. Just take your time.
Yeah.
Don't be worried.
All right, we'll just keep it on you, and you can sing. And we'll just spend it.
These guys are gonna make me sing 2 ways from Sunday, man. Like, look at
these guys are gonna make me get my wallet out.
Holy crap. My God, how you feeling about it? A little old school, huh?
I like these these throwback turtles. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, it's like the kind of Elliot Ness kind of situation here, which is a completely different city, but. I like these guys. They look rough and tumble, as if they were put in a different era of time and stuff. Is this referencing any specific comic book? Do you guys know? Because I can't seem to remember.
I am not sure. I never seen them each in like civilian gear, but dude, those are the Mirage Turtles I just finally compiled and got all 4, and that because they're they reissued them in single form, in single box, whatever. I got them all thanks to. Shout out to David Speck. He got me Raphael in Cali. There was a Target. He found him. I couldn't find him over here. I only found Leonardo and Michelangelo. But these guys in their civilian gear, damn, that looks cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never seen him like this in the comic. I never seen him like that.
And sorry to interrupt, but it's kind of like that Mezco Vapor, the one that was like the throwback Vapor. You guys remember that? I mean, Spec would know. He kind of keeps up with that stuff. But all right, moving on. Next slide.
I like that bowler though. That bowler is the best.
That looks cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a nice bowler.
With a money bag. Did they rob a bank? Did you see that? The money bag right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a full what's it called? Scarface kind of thing. You know what I mean?
These are gangster turtles. Hold up a minute.
Peaky Blinders turtles. I like that. I like that comment. That's a good one.
So 100%. That's crazy.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's save that comment for later and go into this one. Okay. What do we got here, Mega J?
I'm thinking these are along the same lines as what are they called again? The Last Ronin kind of situation, right? But
Kind of goofier.
But I'm pretty sure these are actually like what they would be in Japan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because I do seem to remember the storyline. Like, Raph is missing an eye. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely things going on here. I can't remember the storyline exactly, but these guys, I like these guys. These guys are cool. You know, they're always, especially when you get to like, you know, the Eastman and Laird kind of style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really does harken back to that old school type of, you know, garage kit, you know, kind of underground comics, and I love that. I love that stuff.
All right, and then we got some shredders here. Take it away.
I don't know, Tony. What?
I don't know what these are.
I forgot.
Mirage.
Is that
All right, so
it's not Renee. I can't remember the girl's name.
No, that's April.
That's April.
That's April. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
April.
Oh, it's
Those are
Eastman and Laird. April.
Yeah, exactly. The one on the left and the one in the middle. Those are two Mirage. Those are Mirage. And then there's one cartoon on the right.
Okay, they'd go with
Mirage animated. Yep. Very cool.
And Casey is still available on wherever. Yeah. Cool. Oh, there's another one. Okay.
Yeah.
Got some black and whites.
Yeah. I've always been I always liked the black and whites because again, it's very, very much you know, like first comics, you know, and it's very much you know, the black and white origins of TMNT, right?
Yep, big time.
But it's always one of those like, okay, so how can I say this properly? McFarlane doesn't know how to do you know, I don't understand why he keeps trying because like the cell shading thing with what they do is kind of hit and miss. I think that, you know what, the ink style is better for a lot of these. Like they look like they come off of the page, and I really like that. I think that's a really cool thing.
Cool. We got a comment from a guy that should probably be on this show, but he's moving, so he's packing. Bobby says that's OG April and Avengers Endgame Shredder. Then it's a repaint of the animated Shredder. Thank you. See, this is what these are the kind of comments we need. You tell them, Bobby.
Yep.
The correct.
Is the middle one a repaint? Right. I think he's talking about the Shredder, not the
middle one. I think is a repaint. I think there's I think they put more hash lines on him a little bit. And actually, I think see the slashes on the shirt. I don't think that's been released before. I think that's the
no.
I don't think he's.
Oh, the battle damage, yeah.
Yeah, the battle damage, exactly.
All right, we talked about those. Those look very cool. Like that Casey, everything looks very neat. And then we got some horror, we got some Sesame, and we got another one right there, a turtle.
Yeah, I think that's a. I think that's
Universal Monsters Shredder, right on the left.
No, I think that's a Foot Enforcer. I think. I don't think that's
Foot Enforcer. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
I think it's a Foot Enforcer. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
this is not my world. So
Michael Myers.
Mike Myers is looking pretty cool. You know, he's got the slick back hair, right? And he's ready for Halloween. And I mean, come on, we can all count to 3, right? I think.
1, 2, I loved them. I love the count.
There are 3 right here.
It's funny to see people going crazy over the Sesame figures lately.
Yeah, you know what? I was actually very surprised. I mean, I love them. I love the. I'm not in on them, but the people are going ape. They're going ape shit. They're losing their minds over these anything Sesame Street right now. It's like everyone's reverted back to childhood. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
Cool. And I think this is the last slide we got.
Yeah, so we got some Archie turtles here, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, no, that's a panda. That's a panda.
Is that panda? Is that a panda?
Yeah, that's a panda. And that is the Punk Turtles.
Nice.
When Mikey went into an alternate universe and saw all the turtles as punks. It was an interesting storyline. The other 2 are also turtle related. I think that is the ghost of the Foot Clan at the bottom. And the other guy, I'm having a hard time remembering who he is though.
PandaCon. Do not know. That goes beyond my turtle lore.
Yep, same. And then we got another close up here. Look at that one.
Oh geez, that is one disgusting. Oy, that is one disgusting mutated garbage. That was. Yeah, this is again. I'm pretty sure these are the cartoon turtles. Can't remember the big guy's name though. The name escapes me. I'm trying to remember who he is. But yeah, these are both from the cartoon, and that guy's literally made of mutated trash. So just
very cool.
Yeah,
all right.
He's massive though. The big sumo guy. He's gigantic.
Mm-hmm. And everyone knows Beetlejuice.
Did you watch the movie?
I haven't seen the newest one. Just the classic. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the classic, just like everything else. I really want to see the newest one. I just, just not enough time. Maybe I'll rent it in the hotel room. We'll see what happens. But a lot of great. Practically the whole cast returns except for one who's in jail. You know what I mean? So I think that it looks like a lot of fun. I mean, like
one's in jail.
I didn't hear anything bad about it, so it must be something. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. It kind of came and went. No.
Yeah, I know. It kind of just had a flash in the pan, then all of a sudden, kind of like nobody talked about it after that. So
sure. Look, I wouldn't be a good YouTuber if I didn't say, please like the show. We have 80 people watching. That's very early. Maybe they're just all here for Mega J, but 30 minutes in, 80 people watching the show. So give us a like, and if you want to give us more, cool. But in the meantime, look, right in your wheelhouse, you made a video on it. You did a live stream, actually. It's Club Voltac, bro. Get right into it.
Wow.
Oh my God. You know what? I don't understand this figure. I mean, I don't get this figure. I don't understand. Of all the slots that you could give a Club Grayskull early access, why Voltac? Mr. Home Arcade and a whole bunch of people got this by mistake. All right. And I don't think it was a mistake. I think it was on purpose. I think people were given this to get the hype up so that people would like, oh, Voltac. Because like we saw this at SDCC last year. Okay. And even then people were like, who the F is Voltac? Right. Like people were literally like, what is going on? And he was in the wrong space too. He was actually in with the Origin instead of the cartoon collection.
No kidding.
Which confused people even more. It was like.
But did they do that on purpose?
There's the thing too, right? Like it's just it's all this to get things like moving and cranking, right? But I just don't honestly. I don't understand, and I think he's still available right now. You know what I mean? Like they limited him to one per customer for the Club Grayskull members. Which when I was doing a live stream, literally everybody was saying, "I need to buy 2. I'm going to wait until tomorrow." Completely backfired on them, right? At least give it a limit of 2. Don't give it a limit of 3, because the way this works, unfortunately, $20 a figure plus $6 shipping, right? To most people are like, that is a $26 figure. That's what people think in their heads,
right?
So instead of that, what you need to do is you need to put 2. That way, at least it's a $23 figure instead of a $26 figure. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah. That's the kind of like mental gymnastics that you got to go through. Unfortunately,
I smell what you're cooking. I see what you're putting down.
It's always difficult to, and I know everyone hates. We're gonna have a strike and not buy anything from Walmart and Target and Amazon, and we get it. But it's just you can return. It's hard to return stuff sometimes to Walmart, but Target and Amazon, you could return your children. If you could return your children, your ex-wife, you could return anything to those, especially Amazon. You return anything, the prices are always pretty fair. Stuff goes on clearance, so it's always hard with like Pulse and Mattel Creations and stuff like that. And yeah, you want to support them toy companies directly, but man, they make it tough with the shipping and all that sometimes, you know. But I guess if you join Club Grayskull with the membership, they don't offer free shipping. With that?
So okay, Moody, you are right. You were right on the ball. You're a great host, Moody. We should do.
He's on fire. Oh my God! Except
you're just discovering this now on episode 215.
I'm just saying that you're like the points you bring up are awesome. No. For $10 a year, which is a great price for membership, you get nada. You get nada. Okay. Now here's the thing. You got to compare $50 a year, but what do you get? You get free shipping, right? And now it's Canada and the United States and Canada.
For Pulse, we're talking about.
We're talking about Pulse. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't make that nearly clear. But think about that. Now Canadians can actually get free shipping, right? Which is excellent, right? But at $50 a year, right? But when you think about it, you amortize that across 12 months. It's not such an owie anymore. $10 a year, it's like less than $1, right? But at the same time, you get them free shipping, right? So what are the actual benefits? Well, one of the benefits is early access, and that didn't turn out too well. You
Right.
got to check. You gotta pick the right characters to do things.
So my question is to you is it's $9.99 for the year. Impulse is $50. Should they go higher in price and offer free shipping? Would you be okay with that?
So right now they've done a couple of things which are very interesting, right? So the very first figure that was released under the Club Grayskull line was Hero. So when you start seeing stuff like that, it's akin to if you released like Nemesis Enforcer, I don't know. So you're like, oh crap, here comes here comes Cobra Law. So now you're like, all right, I'm in, right? You got me, you got my money, right? But then you release this guy, and then immediately you're like, oh crap. So you really got to start choosing what like the right choices in what I'm trying to say. But the actual question is, where would I be happy with free shipping? I think I'd be okay with $50. If they do a $50 thing for free shipping, I'll be okay. But you're never going to satisfy everybody out there. A lot of fans are already saying, pay to play, go F yourself. Like seriously, that's what a lot of fans are saying.
Right.
Like, even at 10,
what if they did? What if they did?
$10 freaking Moody? $10 people like go fuck you.
Trust me, we talk about toys every week. We know the things people bitch about. But what about tiers? Membership tiers, like $10 gets you access to buy Club Grayskull items. $25 gets you access to like other lines like DC Comics that are coming out, DC Universe and WWE, or $50 gets you that plus free shipping. Like the membership tiers. That usually memberships have tiers, right? That would be cool.
Yeah.
They have those tiers, Tony, for sure.
No, but Tony's got a point there. Here, let me give you a couple of words for tiers. ID 10T user error. Okay, I'll put it that way. All right, it's an ID 10T user error. If you can't figure that one out, write it down. People don't want to be told that they have choices, because what, people are just like, what do you mean? Like, which one gives me free shipping? Which one gives me this? You give people too many choices, they leave the room. Like, even at $10, people are literally losing their minds.
They lose their mind.
Just give them one choice, right? Take it or leave it. It's working for Hasbro. If it's worked for Hasbro, and Hasbro is not exactly making toys anymore. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade.
It's over. It's just video games.
Mr. Cox, spelled COCKS, by the way. I don't know if you realize that. It's not COX. It's
no, it isn't like Carl Cox the
DJ
DJ or Matthew Cox the Daredevil.
I'm just saying, right? It's spelled the way you expect it to be spelled, right? So all I'm saying is, Black Angus in the house. What's going on, dude? Always
Black Angus in the house.
Aerodrome, baby.
What's going on,
That's
bro?
right. Cool.
Yeah, no.
I do want to quickly mention, we're going to talk about WonderCon, but I will be, I don't know if I'm going Friday, but I believe I'll be hanging out with Genghis and Toy Optics, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But continue your point, and we'll get into the next toy line. Well,
first of all, I do want to say, if you guys are, if anybody's going to WonderCon, definitely head over to the Toy Stalker booth. He's going to have a whole bunch of con crates from Flipboard and the Champions of the Faraday. They'll only be available at the show, and it's a great time to pick up a coin and a catch a pin. I just wanted to do a little plug for our good friends over at Toy Stalker. But to wind down my point, I say keep it simple, stupid. Just kiss it all the time. Give them one tier. If it's gonna be the 2-tier system, then just 2 tiers. That's it. Give them the $10 option and the $50 option, and that's it. Don't give me no in betweens. Don't make it harder than it's got to be. Again, everybody is an idiot. I am an idiot, right? Like if you guys didn't understand the joke, that's exactly the joke. Don't do anything that idiots don't understand, because this idiot does not understand much. Okay, this beard isn't for show. I'm not getting any younger, kids. So I can barely count to 3. The count is disappointed in what I can do, man.
All right, the math ain't mathin'.
No,
I have no segue for the next toy line except that I just wanted to give a shout to Boss Fight Studios and my good friend Kevin Kleinrock. Check it out, Legends of Lucha Libre Premium Wave 4. The unique thing about this toy line, guys, is that it's an independent toy line, right? Boss Fight. And these are guys that are wrestling in the two most popular promotions on the planet. You got WWE stars, you got AEW stars, you got Rush on the right, and you got Dralistico. Let's see what we got here. Dralistico on the left, AEW. And Dragon Lee on the right, he is in the LWO and the WWE. So I wanted to shout these out because these are fucking awesome.
I'm gonna buy these and make a Bones in the Necro Zoo one of these guys.
These came across
nice.
Do his mask. He's cool. He's a big fighting guy.
And while Mega J gets that, I thought it was funny. Yeah, AEW doesn't have a Rush, but Legends of Lucha Libre is beating them to their own punch, and they have a New Japan shirt. So there's like a lot going on here that they're getting away with.
I am in love with this line, and for more reasons than one. But the first thing I got to say is the Lucha Libre stuff. Holy crap! I am so enamored with this, and it's crazy that this is coming out right now because this weekend I'm going to be debuting something absolutely ridiculous. Me and my friend Danny Green, we're creating a brand new comic book called the El Dragoon. And it's all about Lucha Libre. It's all about luchadors.
What?
Awesome!
That looks fantastic.
Dude,
that is crazy good.
Like it is absolutely it is a kismet moment. I'm telling you, because seriously, we're gonna have all these prints up for sale at the show because we're making a Kickstarter of this, man. Like this is just absolutely nuts that this is happening.
That's crazy.
And we're already planning a toy line on this too. That's what's really killing it. That's what's really doing it nuts. Man. So yeah, guys, come by the booth. We're on the second floor. Come by. I want to talk to you guys about El Dragoon. I want to tell you about all the Lucha Libre stuff, the Lucha stuff we're doing, and just the storyline. And
it looks amazing, bro.
It's gonna be
right on, Mega J. Get it.
That's what's up. Appreciate it. Yeah. So what do you think about amazing? Great shot. That was an amazing segue. What do you think about these specifically that we got here from Master Public and Boss Fight?
I'm in love with these guys. Like seriously, like Boss Fight is killing it. Like, you know, with the licenses that they're getting now. You know, and of course they have a lot of great sculptors. You know what I mean? Like some from Hasbro, right? A lot of guys who just you know, pretty much were, you know, unceremoniously let go at Hasbro. They literally just went into other studios and look at the work that they're able to do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like absolutely
very nice.
Like Corey's working on. I don't know if Corey's working on this one specifically, but he did some work for Boss Fight. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's doing the wrestling thing, but he was doing stuff with RoboSkull, Skeletron for the RoboSkull and some of the other figures and stuff. I think he's working with them I think he's full time with Skeletron.
Maybe, but I remember when he was first let go of Hasbro, he was, you know, doing little things here and there, and I think Boss Fight was one of them. It's probably not this line anymore, but all I'm saying is that there's a lot of talent on there, and you know, this is just a step in the right direction. Especially again, I'm in this world now, so like, wow, just wow.
Are these like real luchas, legends, or are they just made up?
Yes.
Oh,
no. These are real. These are real. Yeah.
These are real guys. Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are real guys. Yeah, they're based on real guys. They're based on
right. So the crazy thing, Tony, I was saying is that these three they're wrestling in the two most popular, you know, WWE and AEW. They're in there right now, but yet Boss Fight. But they also wrestle in AAA, right? So that's how they got away with making these, right? Yeah. Is that how the contract works?
Can you name these guys?
Not off by hand. They're all before my time, but
wait, hold on, before your time.
Yeah, these are the legends of Lucha.
These are legends of Lucha. These are old school dudes.
Yeah. No, these are current wrestlers.
Are they?
Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is the guy on the right is Rush. He's in Los Ingobernables de Japón, or lives Los Ingobernables, not de Japón, but Los Ingobernables because it's Mexico.
I thought no Sin Cara or nobody.
And well, Dralistico is on the left, and Dragon Lee is on the right, and they're both active, and they're in AEW and WWE.
Look at this! Look at Moody. All right.
Yeah. I mean, duh. I mean, like, look at my background. My closet is full of rings.
Oh shit, it is.
Look at this. How
Yeah.
fucking dope is that? I
I
got
see
rings
it.
in my closet.
That's right.
You got rings. You got rings,
New toy
mate.
setup.
You
What
got
do you guys
rings.
think? I gotta add some lighting so you can see it
It's
better.
so
but,
gorgeous.
That's
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, I
that's
get some
better.
lighting in there. Dick.
You clean up nice, Moody. You clean up nice. Black Angus is right. He mentioned that Corey worked on Court of the Dead figures for Boss Fight.
Ah,
There you go.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, good
Nice.
stuff.
what's up.
Moody. Speaking the Spanish.
All right.
I like
Still
these
here,
guys
here.
though. I like this guy. Oh, what's the price point on them? Do we know?
Someone
45,
mentioned that
45,
they were
45?
around 4. I'm sorry, Tony.
40, 45, something like that. 45
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah,
I think they were mentioning that, but we got to add these have 32 POA, 32
Yeah.
points per
Props.
articulation,
Somebody
which is
said it.
Yeah, I
on
see the
par with
butterfly
Ultimate WWE.
joints. I see the butterfly joints. I see everything. It's really cool. Soft
Which
goods.
is
I think
Soft
East
goods.
I'll
Coast,
show you.
East Coast Cody
Ultimate-
said they were 45 shipped. Just want to get
Ultimate
props.
WWE, you got the toe articulation, drop down hips. I don't know if you
Yep.
can see it with
That's
the.
it. I'm gonna make a
tunic. You got
bone.
soft goods.
That's been my big
butterflies.
word of the week. Dropped on hip is the big word of the week for me.
My goodness. Oh yeah, with Spider-Man. Cool. All right, let's fly to the next subject. Fly outside the ring with a triple A move. Okay.
Oh,
Someone mentioned this in the
Tomorrow.
chat.
tomorrow.
You're hitting.
That's right.
You're hitting all
Really,
the
Earl, I didn't forget about you. Really pumped for Jada. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow pre-order.
That's great.
Are we all getting this tomorrow? I think we are, right? We're all
Oh,
pre-ordering.
Anybody who
I'm
misses out on
getting
Towards
this,
the
Mike.
Tiger,
I'm
man,
getting it.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
they're great.
They're great. That's my tocayo, man. That's
Oh
Tony.
my gosh, that's Tony.
That's a Tony right there. Look. Oh, now we get to see his accessories. Hell yeah. Bowl of Frosted Flakes, the box of Frosted Flakes, hands with a spoon, pointy, spinny hand for the basketball. That's what I'm talking about. Look
Finger.
out,
This,
June
though.
and
It's
Jada
the finger.
Toys.
The finger for the basketball. It's the
The
finger.
finger.
Michael Jordan there. Look at that. It's got the whirl.
That is so cool.
That is badass, dude.
That is like.
Tiger Force Tony.
Yep, they're killing it with the cats. They got Chester Cheetah, now Tony the Tiger. It's on.
Jada. I thought I
Jada?
keep saying Jada, but everyone was yelling at me lately. Jada.
It's Jada.
That's what they're apparently. That's how you spell it. You say
It's
it. Jada.
Jada. It's Jada, you
Jada.
freak.
Jada. How dare you, Jada? No, he's cool, man. I definitely have to pick this guy up. Like they've been killing it with the rest with the serial figures. Like all the serial figures. Oh my god.
I'm waiting
Anything
for
like
more.
General Mills, just insane.
Where? Entertainment Earth and BBTS.
BBC
9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern.
Ken Best said it best. Jada.
Yeah, wait, before I do that, so Stanley, Carson Teva, I mean,
Yes, sir.
Canadian, right? Canadian. So, awesome, what was it called again? Kim's Convenience. You know what I mean? Like the dude's a living legend up here. So, honestly, I love it. I mean, he introduced his own figure, right? How often do you get to do that? How often do you get to do that? That's
Right.
freaking crazy. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean? And he did it in his own Star Wars living room. Like that is
Yeah.
like the nth degree. So yeah, no.
Yep. We got that. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. We're almost there. We're getting excited. But yeah, this is a big pre-order. And speaking of Jada Toys, they'll be at WonderCon this weekend, and Sagat is available in limited quantities. Good fucking luck. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
no
saying.
kidding.
WonderCon, the line's going to be 3 hours out the door. Because they got Fei Long, player 2. We already showed that. We got Guile, Guile, player 2.
Guile.
Lot to buy at WonderCon.
Gilly.
People are really lucky.
Oh.
I don't know why Blanc is not. Maybe Blanc is like, I don't know, not ready yet or something. Because you figured they would just have both. But yeah, Sagat will be there at least.
So I got to give you, Genghis, or Spec my money for Sagat.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm there Friday, I got you, homie.
Watch out for
I
that.
got
Watch
you.
out for-
I got your money. I got your money. You heard it here. I'm getting Sagat.
Watch out for Flipper Frank. He'll bite your hand off. I'm telling you right now. He will come up from behind you, bite your hand, and that's
From behind you.
Cool. So how we feeling about the size comparisons here? It seems pretty solid, huh, Mega J?
Yeah, no, I'm in on these. I mean, like Sagat is very good. The initial renders were kind of iffy. But I'm liking this. You know what I mean? The only thing I wish, if anything, is that the use neck could angle a little bit more. Because, like, that famous picture where he's looking straight up at Sagat, that's always a really cool one. But this is good enough. I mean, this is a great shot. Blanca, I keep forgetting how tall that mofo is. He's a freaking tall mofo. Like, he is actually a big boy.
Right, because he's always on all fours.
Yeah,
That's
he's always like
always hunkered down. Yeah.
So I always forget how big he actually is. He's a tall mofo.
Cool.
So, but them Japanese dudes, man, they're about my height. So.
Well, Blanca's Brazilian, isn't he?
Yeah.
Blanca.
Brazilian, yeah.
All right, we got a couple comments I want to throw up here before we move on to the next thing. Anyone going to Toylanta? Yeah, we covered that earlier, but Mega J will be there, and he's got a couple panels and a couple things going on, and we talked about there's an indie toy panel. Fresh Monkey will be there. He's got his new comic book, Lucha El Dragoon. Right there. Cool. Look at that.
El Dragoon, loco.
Flipor will be there. The official release. I'll have it at the table. Pixel Dan did a great review. And now, after his review, not surprisingly, freaking BB Test is basically sold out. It's crazy.
Wow.
That's insane.
Major. That is major.
Who knew that a toy tuber could influence so many people?
Yeah, there's variants and everything too, right? So there's variants of Flipor on BBTS.
Yep. We got Stealth, we got Glow in the Dark, we got Perfect Gold, right? Customizer's Dream, you name it, we got it, right? And of course, they are all available at toystalker.com. If they run out of BBTS, head over to Toy Stalker and you can grab them. And Toy Stalker will actually have an exclusive coming out very, very soon. So keep an eye out on Toy Stalker, who will be at WonderCon. So all you guys heading to WonderCon, make sure to head over to Toy Stalker.
We're covering all the bases this weekend. Lots of great toy stuff going on. And we got one more question. Todd says, isn't Sagat available online? Yeah, but for just pre-order. People at WonderCon will have it first, except for Toy Migos, because they always get it like a year early.
Yes.
They live with June. I think June's
good shot. Good shot there, Moody.
No, Toy Migos are good guys. We're just messing around, but they always get the I'm just a little jealous. All right, but look, we're all going to be jealous. Not us, but all toy companies are going to be jealous of Jada because they might have 1/12 scale Invincible.
Oh, God, good one.
All right, this is one of the cover stories we got this week. I'll go to you, Tony. Are you watching this on Prime Video, or are you a fan of the Skybound, Image comic, or what?
The cartoon, the animated. Yeah, I have to catch up still. There's so much stuff I've been busy with. Reacher, Daredevil, 1923. I got to get caught up on my Invincible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just finished season 3. Are you caught up? Are you a fan, Mega J? Talk about Invincible and your history, if any.
Okay, so funny thing about Invincible. So for some people who don't know, I actually did a couple of indie comics way back in the day, and we were trying to get into Image at the time. And it was a hard slog because there was actually a standing rule back in the day that Image had saying we will not do superhero comics. Well, I call bullcrap on that because not a few years after they made that announcement, out comes Invincible. And literally all of us who were in that space at the time, we were like, this is absolute crap, right? But what we didn't understand about the time was that Invincible was ahead of its time, right? Because it actually showcased an idea that superheroes are just human beings like us. They're not gods. They're not, like metahumans or whatever. Right. They're just regular people, and they make mistakes, right? And then the boys took that and ran with it, a number of years later. And I argue that if it wasn't for the boys, Invincible would not have gotten a cartoon. They wouldn't have gotten an anime because the boys proved it was actually a pretty good storyline, a pretty good idea that you could run with that, right? Because again, it's just one of the things that everybody holds these superheroes on a pedestal, right? But what if you bring them down to our level, right? That they're just regular people, and that's exactly what Invincible and later on the boys did. Mm-hmm. This season is crazy. I'm loving where it's going. We're pretty much finished with it now, but there's still one scene that I'm waiting for, which is I don't know if they're going to be able to make it. If you follow the comics at all, right? Invincible gets really jiggy with a whole bunch of people. Let's just say it that way. But at the end of the day, somebody gets jiggy with him. Let's put it that way. And it doesn't really work out that well for him. But anyway, he gets.
I mean, it really hasn't so far in 3
man.
seasons. I mean, the finale was brutal, man, and the penultimate episode of season 3. No spoilers here. Don't worry about it. If you haven't caught up, we're not going to get into the storylines because
let's just say there's a lot of Invincible to go around. Let's just say it that way. But besides that, you know, the interpersonal relationships is actually really interesting as well. But I when I saw the Jada, when I saw Jada got the license, I was like, holy crap. That just took them to a whole nother level. Because who was it before? It was Diamond Select, right? Diamond Select. Right. They were not the best. You know
look at that. Where's I know they're, you know, these are based on the comic and not the animated show, so they're going to be a little more stilted, but there's not much life into these. Now, do they look like it? Yeah, it's nice, clean palettes and everything, but it doesn't have that extra, you know, you could tell just simple articulation. It doesn't have any life to it.
It's very flat. They don't have much shading, which is strange because, you know, that's a signature point on Invincible.
Or bodily fluids.
Yep.
There's no spoilers, dude. We're not getting into spoiler territory. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We're good.
But yes, these are some of the Diamond Select stuff that's going on. And then I got a couple customs I want to talk about. But before that, let me just break what's going on right now for those not sure. So Skybound Entertainment is expanding its licensing agreement, and shout out to the Toy Book. They broke the story last week, and the official details of all this are coming later in the year, but Jada Toys is among a list of companies, and the other companies I feel like they do like plush and game boards and stuff, but as far as action figures, Jada seemed to be the only significant one for the eyes of a Toy Kind of Mood audience. I'll just say that. But so there's no official word on whether they will indeed do 112, because they do die-cast cars as they were known before Street Fighter. They do nano diodes and stuff like that. So it's not official 112 scale, but I like their chances, and I'm gonna see Jada Toys at WonderCon, and I will do my best to get any kind of information for you guys. Actually, the most watched video in a Toy Kind of Mood history is my interview with June from Comic-Con. So maybe this will be the sequel. And
great job, by the way.
If I show him, hey, we did good, maybe he'll spill a few more beans. But June's a great guy, and usually he's pretty good with letting us know what's going on with stuff. So here's some like customs I wanted to show off that have a little more to it. The one on the left is obviously, it's like a giant figure. It's not, a 30 POA or anything like that, but just some of the possibilities here, Tony. You're a customizer. You got Loose Collector here. You got the Susu Toys 112, 1/6 scale on the left.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, the 1/6. Loose Collector is always badass. That's how I got to know them, from customizing all kinds of Marvel Legends, DC. Yeah, that Invincible kicks ass.
Mm-hmm. And this is a good comment from Ken, because he says, kind of surprised Mondo isn't doing Invincible. Because, if you look on the left, that's the scale right in their warehouse, right? I
never say no.
More stuff might be announced later, right, Mega J? Like announcements like this, they just list off a couple companies. We'll see what goes on. And Doc Avenger, I see your comment. I am going to put that in my notes for this weekend. So about that possibility. So appreciate that so much.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, Wave 1 is probably going to be like four or five figures at most, right? So
for sure. But we're pumped. Anything Jada does at this point, we're pumped for. But Invincible, fuck yeah. Look. Diamond was in the news this week. They got bought out. Mega J, Alliance Entertainment won the bid for most of the distribution from Diamond. We don't get into we do talk about the business of toys, so we don't have to go too crazy with this, but I'll just add that this acquisition will add iconic comic and game brands It unlocks cross-selling synergies across mass retail and specialty channels and strengthens their position for fan-driven collectibles, which is us. And the Alliance has acquired the assets, expected to generate over $200 million in revenue and over $10 million in EBITDA. So anyway, that's Alliance Entertainment with Diamond. You got any thoughts on this acquisition or what it means to collectors?
I believe that is only the Canadian and European brands, right? Because I don't think that Diamond proper was offering any of their Prime brand. I think that if I'm not mistaken, I thought I read it was only the Canadian and UK section. I'm just going to double check on that. But
okay, yeah, if you could, because I didn't have that in my notes, but I didn't read the entire thing. I just got the headline, so you might be onto something I don't, or maybe someone in the chat knows.
Yeah, from following the story, I believe that it was actually, and I could be wrong about that. If somebody else knows a little bit more about the situation, because I do believe that it was what they had available for purchase was the Canadian and UK brands. But no matter what, Diamond having the monopoly for such a long time with DC and Marvel and Image, once DC started thinking about jumping ship, I think the House of Cards just started coming down, right? So, earlier this year they were in a scramble to figure out what to do. The announcement that they were going into bankruptcy protection, I think that scared the heck out of everybody. I know, just talking to a couple of comic book stores here in Canada, they were just trying to figure out, are we going to get our stuff? Because historically, Diamond delivers late all the time, right? So
not wrong.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things. Like, a lot of people were like, well, what do we do now? Like, where are we going to get the books? Like, do we have to make an account with somebody else? Like, a lot of people were just scrambling, right? So
yeah,
this is a step in the right direction. I mean, at least they're saying that they've decided to take a step in this, going forward, and if they can just get a handle on what they're doing with their main business again. I don't know what's going to happen with Gentle Giant. I don't know what's going to happen with Diamond Select, but those are premium brands for them, and we're going to see what's going to happen in very cool. very soon, I think.
Well, we got a question. We got a comment actually. Charlie Squared said they bought Diamond as a whole. That's what I was thinking. But I didn't want to go, in case there were more details. I didn't want to go against what Mega J was saying. But yeah, they're just waiting for the judge. They bought Diamond. Period. And then here we go. We got Jamelin says, hey, what's going on? They've answered. Jada answered about Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, because I believe I even said, hey, I'm a big Space Ghost fan. What do you got going on? And it might have been in my interview at Toy Migos or any of the 1,000 interviews they did at Comic-Con, but June said it, we'll see what happens with Scooby-Doo. So, but yeah, I'll ask him again. Why not? And then, yes, Gridiron, we're going to talk about that when we get to it, because obviously they just dropped it. So it's not part of our presentation, but we'll get on the website a little later on. All right. Tony's got the t-shirt on. Let's get right into it. We got DC teasers. Well, that's not it. There you go. Cool. All right, Tony, talk about the page punchers we got here. You got the super cousins.
Yeah, man, Supergirl looks great. That's how you do a proper S shield in my eyes. No black outline. Looks really nice. I don't mind her skirt being windswept. That's fine.
That's dope.
Head sculpt looks really good. Wired cape, cloth goods. Looks really nice for Supergirl. And Kingdom Come Superman. I don't want him to maybe be a little bit more blue than like bluish gray, but I'm not mad at it. That's what he is in Kingdom Come. He looks really good. I just wish, the cloth capes were wired a little bit more. They're only wired on two sides. The bottom's not wired, so it looks kind of funky when you try to pose it. But whatever. It's pretty good for the page punchers.
Yep, gotcha, Mega J. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm still very torn about page punchers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if they haven't figured out their identity yet. Are they going to be 3 3/4? Are they going to be these freaking like non-movable statues. I just don't understand where they're going with the whole thing, right? You know, you got Power Rangers doing this weird thing with the little like little chess pieces. Same thing with GI Joe, right? It's just like they're like McFarlane's picking up whatever license they can, and I understand why, obviously, right? Because you know DC's given the Yahoo over to Mattel now, right? So they are literally putting out anything they can in the next 6 months. Like you will see crap that you've never seen before, and 90% of it's going to be Batman, but the other stuff of it's going to be pretty good. I do like the Supergirl. She looks great. Tony, you're gonna have to tell me what the hell that sword is. I don't know what the sword is. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's from one of the comics that she was in, and sure. like kind of an Elseworlds thing.
Yeah, it was called The Woman of Tomorrow.
Woman of Tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow. Okay. So is it connected with the Man of Tomorrow, or is it just its own thing?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. I do like it. The sword again is kind of throwing me off, but I do like the way she looks. I don't mind, as you said, the windswept skirt. That's kind of neat. She's got a wired cape too, right? Like it looks good. Like I'm digging it. Like seriously, McFarlane's gone all soft goods, which is great. So I do like Kingdom Come is one of my absolute all-time favorite books, like of all time, right? I've been waiting for them to make a movie. You know, they just can't find the right old man to do it. Right? You know what I mean? That's the only problem. But
yeah, just dye the hair. Just dye the hair gray.
That's the thing, right?
Some big dude.
Because, you know, Jupiter Legacy sort of kind of did. You know, they kind of did something with it, but it wasn't enough. But I would like to see a movie of that caliber.
That'd be incredible.
Is that earlier, I think. Earlier this year, a Chinese company released a Shazam and a Superman, and I thought that those two were perfect, right? So I always end up comparing. It's terrible, but I always end up comparing those two to this. But as far as a 1/6 scale goes, I think this is awesome. Like you know, it's hitting the right notes. You're right though, Tony. I don't know what's going on with the cape. It does look a bit funky at the bottom there. Just get C. Jessom on this, you know. Just hire C. Jessom. Let him do his magic, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, 6 months. They got 6 months to make miracles. We'll see what happens.
Was Captain Marvel Page Punchers too? The Shazam one?
I think
I haven't got my hands on him yet. I ordered him, and they gave me the other version. I'm like, damn it! I didn't order this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, the worst part about what's it called? DC Multiverse, their naming convention sucks. Like there are like 10. Every single Batman is called Batman. It's not called Batman. You know, Begins Batman. No, they're all freaking Batman, and you got to look at the back of the box to make sure you got the right one. It's just the weirdest thing. That's another one of the mistakes that happened with good old Toddy Mac. You know, good old Canadian boy.
Like I tell everybody else with these with all these releases, Adam Strange looks great. There was another one that came up, the new Deadshot coming up looks awesome. It's just he's going out with a bang, and I just hope. I mean, here's a girl. He says he doesn't like doing the girl figures. I need Zatanna. I need Black Canary. Hawk Girl's coming out. She looks badass. So he's going in the right direction while he's going out with a bang. And I'm like, I knew you were going to do that. So let's have it. You know.
Yep. There's only one way to go out, right?
You might as well get every figure that you were thinking about and didn't do it, and do it now. I mean, like
that new Superman, that classic Silver Age is badass. I'm like, ooh, I can't wait for that to come out.
It's my understanding, as long as you get the ball rolling before the license ends, you can just keep printing whatever you had in line and just like get it out there for the last couple last couple wahoos. That's it. That's as far as it goes. But
last hurrah and get that money. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, MJR, you have a question from MCR, and I believe the answer is yes.
He is. Yes, he is. Todd is a proud Canadian. He was the owner at one point, or part owner at one point of the Edmonton Oilers. So yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he bought all kinds of baseballs that aren't worth anything now. Mark McGuire or something like that.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
He's here in Tempe or Chandler. He's over here in Arizona with me. That's where Todd McFarlane is.
Yep. Cool. All right, we got another comment here. There's a rumor he's doing. What's up, Ryan? There's a rumor he's doing Canary, Ivy, Zatanna, and another Diana by the end of the year.
all I wanted to do is get in the line as of McFarlane's DC Multiverse. I want what I have at DC. Remember DC Universe Classics? I want McFarlane to do those. I want to get 1-for-1. So if they're coming out with Black Canaries, I think Zatanna was announced, but somebody, I think Punk was telling me they announced Zatanna, but I don't know which one. I'd really like the fishnets because you can reuse her and Black Canary. They both wear fishnets.
It's all about the fishnets. It's all about.
There you go. And then Zatanna had that George Perez costume with the white cape, blue and black. But I'm waiting for the rest of my satellite era Justice League.
Don't fear the legs. Don't fear the bust. Just get these things out of here, man. We need some spice in our lives. We need some spice, guys. We need some spice.
Gotcha.
I'll make a video with both of them with Morris Day fishnets.
The spice must flow. The spice must flow.
Besides Flip Ore, and definitely not Maximum Spider-Man, but this is Mega J's figures of the year right here. Todd's Mods.
Wow.
Todd's Mods.
Say it ain't so, Mega J.
Take it away. You love these things. You're taking these to bed. You love them so much.
You know what? I'm getting what's like Liefeld must have had a hand in some of these. Come on.
My door stoppers.
Oh my god.
The feet. That's got to be a shot at him or something, like a rib. It's a wrapper.
These guys, you know what? Who was it? Mondo's doing a lot of those vinyl figures. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this I think this is Todd's version of vinyl figures. I think that this was he's just doing some craziness here.
All these flavors, you choose the
I think it was last year's New York Comic Con when we first saw one of these guys. I was like, what the hell are these? I saw Bane. I was like, my God, does he even have a head? It's like a pea head. I was like, this is just
you know what it looks like? Actually, it looks like the Iron Man Hulkbuster suit with Tony's head on it. You know, but that's accurate because it's a human in a giant mech. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, but like I said, it's the Rob Liefeld Captain America. You know,
oh my God, with the shelf, the chest shelf.
Yeah, that's right. Literally, you can put your beer right there. He's like,
hilarious. Okay,
to me, something doesn't look weird on that shark guy. It doesn't look, but the boxing gloves look funky.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I talking about? Adam Strange, baby. There he goes.
Yeah. Well, we had it's King Shark, and then we got Killer Croc. But then talk about Adam Strange, Tony.
Oh, Adam Strange looks good. I don't care about his goofy face. I don't know if he's going to come with different faces, but the rest of him looks pretty damn accurate. Looks really good to me. I mean, I might not be getting him because he's not in my wheelhouse of the satellite era Justice League, but he did belong to the Justice League part-time, and you know, he comes to Earth every once in a while, or Zeta Beam, whatever the hell. But he did a good job on him.
Cool. And then Mega J, I'll have you talk about these two.
I mean, like Deadshot, it's always a fun character. You know, my favorite interaction with Deadshot and Batman is when Batman's playing good cop and Superman's trying to play bad cop. That was like the best thing ever. Tony knows what I'm talking about, because would you like a coffee? What is that poison? Like, what are you doing? Like, it was a great.
Whoa, okay, I'll talk.
That's right, I'll talk.
And then you got Year 2 Batman.
Yeah.
He's got a gun right. He's got a gun right in his.
He's got a gun.
He has a gun. Yeah, a pistol.
He got the jammy. He's got the jammy in the shoulder holster.
Wait, and don't get me wrong. Where did the gun come from? All of a sudden, the last year we're getting guns again.
Yeah,
what's going on here? Like, no rules anymore. Like, rules are out the window now. Guns are back. We got guns, boys. We got guns again.
Right, but he's got more guns than Deadshot. That's the funny thing.
Right? Like, then Deadshot's got some, like, you know, blasters or whatever the heck those things are. And Batman's got a gun. That is like the most oxymoron thing I think I've ever heard in my life. Like, I know, I say Thomas Wayne guns. I get that, right?
Yeah.
But you have Batman here with a gun. I'm like, what the hell?
No.
What universe?
Cool. So these go on pre-order on Friday. That includes Adam Strange. Todd Mods you can pre-order now, and Supergirl and Kingdom Come Superman are already up. So yeah, fan
Very
channel, wherever you get your McFarlane figures. But speaking of, we got the tariff thing going on, and he did a little social media post, and we're starting to see it today. Really, yesterday, as we're starting to see these markups. McFarlane says he's going 20% off due to 20% tariffs. Blah blah blah. Like they're the angry emojis, laugh emojis. We have worked hard to minimize the impact. As always, our priority. Blah blah blah. All this corporate jargon, but 20% markup for McFarlane. So now your McFarlane figures that they don't really have a lot of articulation. They are 7-inch figures, but they don't usually have a lot of accessories either. You're going to be paying the same for McFarlane as GIJoe Classified, which isn't the best. Yep. And shout out to Toy News International for this thumbnail right here. But yeah, this is the markup, man. But we're starting to see it with all the figures today. I mean, we'll get into Black Series in a little bit and the vintage collection, but some of those prices went up for the fan channel stuff. So Mega J, how you feeling about all this stuff going on right now?
I'm already crying, man. Like my
yeah, I can see it right there. Look, the tariffs are bringing
the
Mega
tariff
J to
tears.
tears.
The tears. The tears of the tariffs.
The tears are
the tariff tears.
Tariff tears.
I can't hold it back. I just can't hold it back. No, you know what? I mean, let's be freaking honest. Like ever since we've had this sort of resurgence of action figures in toy aisles, and adult collectibles and stuff, we've been seeing a steady increase in toy prices over the last like 6 or 7 years. I mean, like I think somebody said in my last chat, they said over the years it's raised about $8 a figure right now, right? Because once upon a time, right, it was like $18 for an action figure. Now we're all the way up to like $23, right? So it just continues to rise. This one is probably going to be the most substantial one in like a short term, right? Mm-hmm. But it's going to be one of those things where, whatever this tariff war is, whether Canada, US, China, God knows where. I mean, like, whatever ends that the means are, I'm hoping that eventually they'll start to normalize again. But one thing is certain about life, death, and taxes, that things that go up, they don't go down. So we're gonna have to get used to slightly higher prices for toys. And this where again, not to keep bringing it up, but everyone's like $50 Spider-Man. Well, you know what? You're gonna have to get used to something like that. Like seriously,
it's going up. It's just the way it is now. It sucks, but hey.
Mm-hmm. We do have a super chat, but it's a segue into the next one, so I will pull it up in a second. Thank you, Frank. We'll pull that up in a sec. But Tony, any quick comment on this? You said you're thrilled that McFarlane's going out with a bang. We got all the the rumored female superheroes coming out. Some of the stuff he's doing is getting better towards the end of this run. Does the $5 sway you're used to paying for it with Classified? But does it sway you any, or are you just gonna go all in on the last year, or are you pulling back, or how are you feeling about this price jump?
The price jump with what I collect in DC Multiverse McFarlane, I'm just gonna have to bite it and just take a bite of that shitty ass cookie, but because I'm cherry picking. I'm just cherry picking. I was never all in on a few lines I have, and I want what I want to get from McFarlane Toys, and the tariffs are a thing. That's not gonna. It doesn't bother me. If I want it, I'm gonna get it. It sucks, yeah, but like I say, I'm not all in on the line. I never was. I cherry pick this damn thing, and I got to do what I got to do. I'm not getting all of them. It's not going to hurt me that bad, but I want what I want to put behind glass and under lights. I'm good. Fuck it.
Right. Yeah. We just got to be choosier. I think that was a correct answer there. Right. Okay. We'll bring that up when we're talking about Star Wars, but look, super chat, Frank, thank you. $2 pre-order the new NECA 112 scale Batman in the USA, where you can't until third-party companies from like Japan and stuff, and we'll get into that in a sec. But yeah, I mean, why not? It's right here. It's some people are already like figure of the year, but at least best Batman figure in a long time. I watched reviews from Robo, Unparalleled Universe, MCU Collector. Just a bunch of people did great reviews. Queen Studio said email us and we'll talk. And I emailed them and we didn't talk. So 6,500 subscribers isn't enough to get a free toy sometimes. So that's just the way it goes. But yeah, tell your friends about Toy Kind of Mood so I can get free shit. But yeah, anyway, where can you pre-order? We'll know on Friday, right? The companies, like, what are some of these companies called, Jay, that we're import companies that, because we're not going to be able to pay 50 and 70. It's going to be 120, 130, something like, it's going to be double the price, or at least $50 overhead.
Yeah, something like that. Ironically, you can pick this up at titantoys.com. They already have it up for pre-order there. Canadian, right? But they do ship internationally. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how it's going to work with America, because oftentimes they can get stopped. So it's one of those weird things that happens. But let me just really check. I'll tell you how much it is right now on titantoys.com.
I was going there too. That's funny.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's on the front page.
Yeah, no, it is. It's right there. INART.
Oh, he's got Boss Fight up on the front page for $51. So that answers one of the questions. Price is estimated release is next year. Holy hell, coming soon. No price yet.
Yeah, no price yet. Okay.
Yeah, but it is listed, so they are expecting. So
it's listed, so the pre-order is going to go up Friday. I think there's a what do you call it on the pre-order?
The best Christian Bale, would you say? All right.
Oh yeah. You're gonna see why. This thing, so it comes from Queens Studios. They do statues, 1/6 scale stuff, kind of like Mondo and Hot Toys and stuff. And they were at Comic-Con last year. I watched Wade's review where he talked about that. Robo did one too. Really good stuff. But due to licensing restrictions, the Dark Knight Rises 1/12 scale action figure is not going to be sold in North America, Latin America, Hungary, Ukraine, Turkey, Belarus, or Russia.
Yeah, they have
Ukraine.
Good luck. Asian license.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah. I got a buddy in the Ukraine. He's getting bombed right now. But let's see if he can pre-order Batman figure for me. Anyway, the pre-order does go up March 28th from the import companies, but we don't have any other details other than this fucking figure is amazing. Tony, look at this thing. This is 112.
Wow,
looks like a hot toy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. That's a bad look at that face sculpt, head sculpt. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
That's Christian. Wow. Yeah.
That is interesting. That's amazing.
Badass. Oh, that gun is crazy. Shoots the bombs with the timer and the little jelly gel. Really nice. I don't do movie figs, but man, this guy looks pretty badass.
That's the sticky bomb gun.
Yeah, the sticky bomb. Yeah. I'm the same way. I don't do movie figs, but every now and then, especially if it's like, I'll do a Keaton Batman any day with a week. Like that's different, right? But yeah, for sure. If I was gonna go in on something, I would definitely go in on this 100%.
Yeah, that's like another what do you call it? Another theme for another shelf, and I ain't got room.
All right, Jay Gonzo, what up, man? He says Gundam.
Guns.
IIT has it.
God damn it. They're
God damn it. God damn it. Gundam style. They have it. But yeah, here's some shots from my man MCU Collector. See that? I threw a little thumbnail on it. That's how you do it.
Wow.
But
very nice.
Nice work, Bryant. Awesome review. They say he can't pose, but he did a good job in his review posing. Great shots. He had these guys did an awesome job. Look at that. It's great.
Where's your detonator? Where is it?
Where's the other guys going? Where are they?
Yeah, look at this face sculpt. These are great shots, Mega J.
Those are incredible.
Patrick Bateman right there, baby.
Patrick Bateman. Yeah, American Psycho.
I was about to say American Psycho. 100%.
Yeah.
Gotta get that business card going. Gotta put it
That is unbelievable. That face sculpt is, you're gonna go on eBay and buy a face sculpt like that for $50. You might as well pay $150 and get the whole figure. That's my justification on getting this import if Queen doesn't write me back.
Patrick Batman.
Here's a comparison. Do you know what Wolverine that is? Is that like a Mafex or a Tamashii Nation? Probably the Tamashii one, right?
Yeah.
I
think it's SH.
Way out of scale with that Batman.
What was it?
Way out of scale with that Batman. Used to be a shorty. But,
we need the comic accurate version of
yeah, but that's supposed to be the tall Wolverine, right? So
it's Jackman, yes.
It is.
And
Jackman.
so on the mask, if you notice, you take off the faceplate of the cheek and the face. I think it's hilarious that we do have the Patrick Bateman face on the left.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it, and then the other two do look like Bruce Wayne, but the one on the left, that's American Psycho.
Yep.
Like kissy face. Yeah. There, look at that.
No, with
so Maximum.
Who's that? Who's that idiot? What's he doing there? Why the hell is he smiling like that?
Well, some jerk got toys early, and his name is Jay, and he reviewed this toy.
Jay
and
Retro
I have
Mega.
to admit, what's that, Tony?
Jay Retro Mega.
That's right.
I have to admit, it's one of the longest reviews I've ever watched, but it was a good one. It was a marathon.
You know, I had to because I knew the implications of this damn thing. Right. I didn't want to leave nothing to chance. All of a sudden, and I still got bombarded by people who just did not even watch the video. That's what really kills me about this.
I do not get that. Yeah.
This thing is so polarizing. It is ridiculous. And you know what? Everyone's like, "Oh, so you went out of your way to ingratiate this thing." I'm like, "Did you even watch the damn video?" Like right at the end, I said straight up, I was like, "Is this the best? Is this the best freaking Spider-Man?" No, it's not. Is it a damn good figure? Yeah, it's a damn good figure. Is the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man, a great figure? Hell yeah, right?
Yeah.
It depends on what you want. If you want that extra articulation and want to pay a little bit more for extra, doohickeys and thingamabobs, then this is the one for you. If you want that extra little bit of, and I called it straight up. You guys can quote me. OF, okay, OF Spider-Man versus Van Damme Spider-Man, okay? Because there's a difference. One can do the spread, the other one can only do the splits. There's a big difference between the two. Okay, that's why it's OF, OnlyFans Spider-Man. Okay, like that's what that was. He was the OnlyFans Spider-Man. If you want that Spider-Man and you're willing to pay a little bit extra, then this is the one. At the same time, the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man, it's at Ollie's now. So guess what? This is probably going to go to Ollie's in one point or another. Like let's just be straight up with everybody, right? At some point, they all end up in the clearance aisles. So then all of a sudden, people will buy it, right? And then people, oh, this is actually a pretty good figure. But no, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen because people don't want to admit that they don't like something or they like something or they do. Or you know what? It's fine. It's fine. You don't like this thing for whatever strange reason. That's okay. It's okay. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy
the god dang thing. I bought it. I ordered it just to have it and put it away. It garnered so much shit and so much crap and so much. I wanted to buy it just because of that. I had it. Hey, remember this? You all went maximum. You all went maximum over this.
I totally love. And you know what? I'm watching Elite Legend. I'm watching all these guys lose their shit. I am literally watching so I'm like, God dang, what the hell is going on with this thing?
Hold on, I gotta cut you off. What is with this anti-toy kind of mood comments that we got here? I'd have tuned in earlier if I knew Mega J was on. Okay, Ken.
Come on.
And then Ryan, I'm only here still watching because of Jay. Wow. Jay, this is the last show you ever do because it's putting us to shame.
I'm out, man.
He's out. We're chasing him out of here.
I'm out too. Forget it.
I'm out, man.
Y'all don't love me.
We're all out of here. Show's over.
Yeah, you know what? Let's
just do a logo.
We're doing a show like this from now on, Moody.
Let's just do a logo screen. I want to take a screenshot.
Turn it off.
Yeah, let's do it. You ready? Screenshot.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get ready.
My mother always said I had a face for radio.
Yes, I heard that one too. I've been told the same thing.
All right, take your damn screenshot before
we lose
half our audience. They want to see our beautiful.
That was the
beards and mustaches.
Screenshot of a lifetime. That was the way.
Yeah, that was pretty great. All right, you guys. Enough. But look, all right. this Spider-Man review. All right, well, I watched it all, and I watched this one too. Shout out to my buddy Dan there in the UK. He got it early, like every of the Marvel Legend figure in the world. But he busts his ass, man. This guy works hard, just like Mega J.
And did a great job.
You guys did a great job with your reviews, and
Dan,
I gotta say,
amazing Mega J.
Yeah.
Did Wade get it too?
No, not yet. I think just these two guys right now. I mean, as far as the heavy hitters, right? So
yeah, well, The Amazing got it. Dan Who, Mega J, yeah.
Oh, The Amazing got it. Oh, okay. The Amazing has like all his followers work in the factory. So he gets all he's got me blocked. I don't care.
This is dropping off trucks. Like, if you want to know where I got mine, no, I'm just kidding. Titan Toys dropped it off the box at the back of the box.
Cancel my shit real quick.
The point is, I watched this review and I came away confused by both reviews because I think, and it wasn't like because anybody's trying to butter, like you said, you have no skin in the game. Dan does, and he still said, I gotta be honest, this face sculpt is brutal. You know, like the face sculpt, it's like a maximum Spider-Man, and we're getting, what is this face sculpt we see here? I mean, look at this thing, right here, right? Like we got this face sculpt, and this is an import toy, right? And then we get that doofy looking one with Spider-Man. You're paying $50 for a $25 toy. So I don't know how I feel about it. I think you summed it up best, Jay, when you were like, are you the type of guy who has a figure on his desk and you pose with it all day? And if Spider-Man's your favorite character and you're going to do this all day at your desk at work, or you make videos and you do articulation photography, you're going to want this figure. Yeah. But if you're like Travis and you have Renew Your Vow Spider-Man right there and he looks beautiful with all his other Spider friends and I like the way it looks and I don't have to touch it, I don't really fucking need this figure, man. Yeah. Like, am I going to get it? Sure, I'll support him. I'll get one. But man, I don't know. After coming away, it didn't feel like a must for everyone.
No, and it's not supposed to be, right? Like I said, like I said in the review, it's really up to you. If you, and you know, you said it right there, Moody. If you have to keep fiddling around with your characters, then this is the guy for you because he's great to play with. Does the plastic, like, okay, so now let's talk about the plastic, right? The one sticking point that everybody seems to be talking about because, you know, the plastic, right? Yeah, I'm gonna be straight. It feels different. The plastic feels different. It feels a little gummy.
Oh,
right?
okay.
The plastic does feel a little gummy. Like I had them both. I had them both the same hands.
It feels it feels gummier than Renew Your Vows in a bad way.
No, not in a bad way.
In a good way.
In a different way. I'm not going to say bad nor good. I'm not going to say
either.
If
it's Maximum Spider-Man, do you think they made a maximum effort getting us better plastic for that maximum price point? That's what we want to know.
You know, everyone's using that terminology, right? I will say straight up right now, and you know what, because I didn't actually say anything definitive on that level, like that kind of thing, but I will tell you straight up, could this figure have been done for less than $50? Yes, I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes. I think it could have been done for less than $50. But do I think that this was the first experiment for a new maximum line, and what the hell is that? What I just heard?
Yes, Johnny.
That's
it's a late night show. We can do that on
Spider Spray. There's Spider Spray in it.
He's an OnlyFans Spider-Man.
You nailed it. You're right.
I'm telling you, if I gotta take that hit, I'll take that hit. But I'll tell you straight up, like, you know, I think what they were trying to do here was they're trying to say, you know what, this is the beginning of a new line. $50, you get a lot of crazy accessories, bendable wires, bendable webs, all this stuff. But I think that what they were trying to do was they're trying to say, okay, this is where it is. We're going to put a stake in the ground, and this is the reaction. So usually when that happens, it's like, okay, now they got to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what's the next figure going to be? It's going to be the Maximum Hulk, right? So what are we going to do with the Maximum Hulk? Well, you know what? Reduce the number of freaking accessories. Right, get him to a price point that people are sort of kind of okay with, maybe $40, maybe $45, right?
Yeah, but wait, hold on. Initially, other than like GameStop or something, it's sold out on all the websites, so they're gonna not they're gonna look at data and not social media comments. Like,
yeah, but I love the rabbit hole that goes down that side too. It's false, fixed numbers. They're what are you doing? Like, these are all fake numbers. I'm like, oh my god, this is getting ridiculous. You know what? At the end of the day, Hasbro's in the business of making money. If they did not want to sell a lot of these toys, they would literally be shooting themselves in the foot, right? And that would actually explain why the $50 price point comes in, because there was actually a lot less of them, right? So, but at the end of the day, what's happening is, like, now we're getting the reviews. Now people are actually getting them in the hand, and it's still polarizing as F. Like, literally nobody actually watched the video. Like the ones who watched the video, you can tell they watched the video because the comments are consistent. The ones who didn't watch the video, they're just as consistent because they're literally saying the same thing over and over again about the same talking points. So shit, what? I don't blame these guys. I don't. Do I want to pay $50 a fucking figure? No. Do I pay $100 for SH Figure Art sometimes? Yes. So, there's it depends on buy what you want, guys. Buy what you want. It's okay.
I dropped like over $2 for the Hound. I could buy a $50 Spider-Man.
I bought an $800 freaking Cat Slayer. I mean, what does everybody want?
Just I'm gonna put it in the freaking closet and say, I got Maximum in there, locked away, all this shit.
See this big monstrosity up here. I mean, where is it?
Let me see.
See that big yellow monstrosity, that big yellow monstrosity right there. Yep. Right? Do you think he moves? Do you think I transform him every week? No, he stays where he is because he's gigantic and I can't. You
get the what's it called? The keyboard duster. Every once in a while, dust them.
I wish. People always talk to me about, like, dust your shelves, you bastard. I'm like, nah, I'm lazy.
I know they're all hating. Dust your shelves, Tony. Goddamn, you're nasty. Hey, would you come do it for me, bitch?
Well, that was the justification with how I did my Marvel Legends setup, because
it looked nice. It looks nice, bro. I like it.
Well, thank you, because I had stuffed all the figures out there because I'm like, well, I bought all these. I need to. Now I have 3 figures in each like cubby hole here. I got pictures and stuff on social media or stories, and I'm gonna do a toy room video once I'm done. But now I'm like, this looks like they look nice. It looks like there's only
less is more. It looks
3
really
figures
good
per display, and then when it gets dusty, I'm gonna take them away and replace them with the stuff in the bin and keep it fresh. Like, oh hey, I hadn't seen this like C-level X-Men figure in a long time. Like, let me right, Speedball or whatever, right? So let me throw this out. So yeah, I think it's justification for owning all these figures that just sit in a tub. But look, we only got a few, like 20 minutes left, but we're gonna have to keep Mega J a little longer. But to shorten the show,
really quick,
we're gonna do
really quick though. PBJ gang, PBJ Street Gang. You know what? No, I am absolutely on board with what you're saying. You know
exactly.
What I'm absolutely on board with what you're saying. Like I'm totally there. 100%. I'm not saying that it's worth $50. All I'm saying is, if you want the fucking thing, buy it. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
If you think you're going to enjoy it, buy it. Don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't be buying stuff. That's the one thing I think. That's the one takeaway I always say with these things. No one should be telling you. Nobody should be trying to justify why you shouldn't buy it. They should just be saying, if you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. I think that's just fair.
Don't buy the damn thing. Do what you want to do.
But it's plastic crack. We need it. We need it, but we can't afford it.
I'm crazy for buying all kinds of gridiron.
That's right.
You guys are some are crazy. I mean, it comes again. It's Cat Slayer. That Spider-Man's not worth it. If it's not worth it, don't buy the motherfucker.
Yeah, but by all means, keep sending me comments. I love the engagement because it just keeps making the video get higher.
Helps the algorithm.
Give me some thumbs down. I don't give a.
I appreciate.
And you know what else helps the algorithm? Liking the show. We've had about 100 people
like this show, guys. Please come on, 100 people here.
Thank you.
Please,
like people here. Thank you so much.
We've had anywhere from 80 to 100 all night because we got our superstar guest Tony's Figs. So superstar host of Circle of Jerks, and the mighty Mega J Retro. But look, we're gonna play a little game of Smash or Pass to speed up the show, so we can get to Joe. so we can not keep Mega J all night, because he was like, hey, I want to do 1 hour. We're almost at 2, and we got a lot more to go. So let's play.
You know what? I was just talking shit. No, let's.
Well, then you realize
when I realize that it's too late, then I'll start.
Who doesn't want to hang out with these guys all night?
You know what I mean? Boy from Joe Pet.
All right, look. Smash or pass. Pre-order tomorrow at like 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Sticking with Marvel Legends. We got the Gamerverse Kingpin, even though he looks nothing like the guy in the game.
Pass.
Smash.
Tony.
I only smash because of my what do I call him? Oh, my Marvel Knights. I need him in the villains, and he's from the comics, and I already got the white suit. So yeah, I'll grab him up for my Marvel Knights display and for my gangster villains. Hell yeah, why not?
Yeah, no, it's a pass for me. Exactly what you said, Moody. It doesn't look like the guy in the if you're gonna put this guy in the Gamer Greats, at least make him look like the guy who's.
I don't even.
All I need is the animated.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yes,
I am fine with that.
Kiss the ring, bitches.
I've got him. Yeah. He's got the
on
ring.
That ring says maximum.
I'm fine.
That's right.
I'm
all right. I'm good. That's it for Marvel, and we're sticking with Hasbro. And there was breaking news today, and this was big for me, man. Celebration news. I don't know if you are a fan of Star Wars Visions, the anime portion of Star Wars, but there's a Celebration exclusive right off the presses.
Celebration business.
Black Series Star Wars Visions Ronin and R5D56 is revealed thanks to Yakface and StarWars.com. Mega J, I don't know how high you are on Star Wars in general, but what do you think of this set? And I think it's Japan only. If you're not at Celebration, you might not get one of these.
Dang. I'm a huge anime fan. I love anime. I mean, that's how my channel started with anime. The Last Ronin, obviously, really cool stuff. If you're into TMNT and stuff like that. But at the same time, Lone Wolf and Cub, you know what I mean? This has that same vibe, very much in the same style. So yeah, this is I'm out on Black Series only because I'm kind of tired of Black Series, but this is definitely something I can get on board with. I mean, I that straw hat on freaking R2, what an R25, R23, whatever,
R5D56,
R5D4.
Whatever what he is, whichever combination of
I'm eating,
however digits you want to use on that droid, however many you want to use, fondle him the way you will. I'm on board with this.
Yeah, dude, this thing is. But how can you be the only on board? I don't know if this is there's no word of this going on Pulse, but we haven't heard anything from Hasbro. This was on StarWars.com. So maybe we'll get news post Celebration or just. I mean, I really want this. I really, really want. I mean, the duel was an amazing episode. I wish the whole season was the duel and not just one 20-minute anime episode. But it was enough to justify getting this figure. And if I gotta go on eBay, maybe after a good payday, just say fuck it or something. But the details on this, Jay, is on StarWars.com. Say sleek and skilled, the Ronin and R5 from the Star Wars Visions Volume 1 short, The Duel. Join the Black Series at Star Wars Celebration Japan. This Japanese-only single-language collectible is available for purchase exclusively at the Hasbro booth, Hall 1, 3 to 7 during Celebration. So are they going back to in-hand exclusives and no more Pulse? Limited. What happened to the limited quantities on Pulse? Geez,
I seem to remember once upon a time, many moons ago, Moody, that you could only pick up Dr. Mindbender exclusively with a code at San Diego Comic-Con 2022, 2023, whenever the hell it was. And actually, I think it was 2020, wasn't it? When nobody was allowed to go outside of the doors. And all of a sudden, a year and a half later, 2 years later, bang, he shows up a bit.
Good call. They'll have overstock, right?
Yeah, overstock my butt. No, I'm pretty sure that this is probably going to trickle down. If it sells well in Japan, it's going to sell well out here. So. Cool. And I think people really want this. So they're not going to leave money on the table. Hasbro's not like that. Hasbro's all about making making that guap. It's all about,
Making that
all
dollar.
about the money. It's all about making money.
Spec was almost going. He had to cancel. He had tickets. He almost went, and he could have got a second one. I would have gave him a finder's fee for sure. But all right, moving on. We're going to play Smash or Pass. Hasbro had a fan stream. And look, I know we're not a big Star Wars channel, but this was a good fan stream. I'll just preface with saying it was good. How good? We'll see. Tony doesn't collect, so this will be a fun way to go through it. It was yesterday morning, right? Wasn't it? Is that the 25th? Yeah, it was yesterday, right? Cool. Fell right into our lap on Wednesday. Dengar, TVC. Do you collect any TVC at all, or have you in the past, Mega J?
I mean, like TVC, yes, I have dabbled in a little bit of TVC. You know, got to get my high somehow. No, but Dengar. So I mean, obviously, you know, classic character. You know, still one of those guys who's very sought after. Unfortunately for the Black Series, he's like everywhere now. You can sneeze and you get a Dengar.
Remember how hard he was, and now they do those archive figures, which just makes everything not worth anything.
That's my thing, and that's my concern with anything 3 3/4. They seem to just like, you know, reissue these guys like it's going out of style, you know. So great character. I hope that and I don't care if you do. I don't care if you, like, you know, reissue them like multiple times over. I don't care. But it leads to the idea that, you know, everyone talks about OliCon. That's not a term. That's now an actual term, OliCon. So OliCon happens every time there's a Walmart Collecticon. There's a Target Haulathon. Then you just wait for OliCon. It's like, what the hell? So, you know what,
I'm gonna throw a loop on this, because if you don't collect a line, it's easy to say pass. So what we're gonna do is your smash or pass is based on how you like the figure. If you don't, because I don't collect TVC, but I want to give credit where credit's due, right? So for this, I have a Dengar Black Series. I will say pass. I think it's okay. It's not blowing my mind, but I will say pass, but not because I don't collect TVC. I just don't think it's that amazing. I think it's okay. So what do we, pass or smash?
I'll pass because I have, like you said, I have the Dengar Black Series.
And I will. I would have to. At the end of the day, I would have to say that this is probably a pass. But what I like about it, but you know, if I had to say something that I actually like about this, it's that they're addressing some fans' needs, because people have been asking for Dengar. So I mean, for me it's a pass, but I'm pretty sure that some people it's a smash. So
and I want to say thanks also to Earl, who says thanks to us. Always a great job. I need to crash. 5 a.m. comes too quick. Cheers, Moody, Tony, and Mega J. Night. Thank you so much for your comments and hanging out with us tonight. Frank says, there hasn't been a Transformer fan stream all year, actually. They just update a lot. Night Earl, Tony says. But there is a Star Wars or Marvel fan stream, it seems like, every month for sure. Yeah. And Joe never, right? Like once a year. So that's kind of a problem. But we'll get into that when we talk about the GIJoe fan stream with Jay. On this, they updated the photo reel. They gave it weathered deco. He's got the DLT there, which looks nice, and the heavy supply pack. It's a good figure. I'll say pass, but it's not a total pass.
Not according to Black Genghis, the face sculpt isn't all the way there.
Oh my god,
the Black Series is awesome.
Now this thing is amazing. I don't collect TVC again, but I will easily smash on this. If I was TVC, I would have got my pre-order on Pulse already today. It's Luke's Landspeeder, and I'll go to you, Tony, because you dig with vehicles with gridiron and third party and all that stuff. But how do you feel about just the look of this and talk to me about the weathering and the painting on there?
This looks really, really nice. The weathering, the dent in the front. It's got Luke's rifle on the side. I mean, it's really cool. It's got the little engine component coming off. It's got the busted engine on the side. The cockpit looks really cool. Damn, if I was collecting, TVC, this would be right up my alley. Back in the day, the Landspeeder was like one of my first vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jay, take it away. Oh, well, you smash? So you're smashing, I'm sure.
I'll smash. If I was doing it, I smash, yeah.
Yep, same. And then Mega, how do you feel about what you see here?
I'm it's definitely a smash, 100%. And heightened by the fact that Luke has his freaking farmer's hat. Like that. Yeah. That is a deep cut. That is a deep cut that not a lot of people are going to understand where the hell that comes from.
It is.
So the fact that he's got his farmer's hat, and the goggle and the space goggles, you know, because he used that to take a look at the battle, the space battle in the atmosphere, right? So that alone, and he comes on card too, right? So that's, you know, that's awesome, right? This 2-pack, that's great. You know, total smash.
He got his Tatooine boonie hat.
Yep.
Just want to say what's up to Figure Fight Club.
What's up, Bobby?
All right, yeah. So we're all smashing on this, but yeah, I mean, this has got some fantastic detail. They talked about transparent wheels in the back, so you can't see them, and that way it glides. They restored C-3PO standing area in the behind the seats. We talked about inside the hook. The hood has a inkjet detail that Tony talked about, and man, that paint weathering's great. And yeah, they updated Luke just like Mega J talked about with you got the soft goods poncho and everything looking really good, and the tunic underneath it, and the weathering on the boots. You can't really tell in this picture, but those boots used to just be a flat color. Now you can kind of see the dirt and the sand on there, and classic Kenner packaging. So this is a home run. Like, a TVC fan should be through the fucking roof on this one. Next one real quick. There's a box of the Kenner classic box, real nice. Brings back memories, both sides. And then we got Asajj Ventress from the Clone Wars. Mega J, smash or pass?
Just based on what I see, it's a smash. I mean, like, always liked Asajj. I thought she was, you know, if you're a Clone Wars fan, you know, you gotta love Asajj. I mean, like, her journey is really cool, right? And if you followed her as far back as, you know, the original Clone Wars, her fight with Anakin, right? You know, there's just so many layers on this, right? So many layers on this. The only thing for me though has always been, I don't know why, but I always felt that her outfit should be just a bit darker. I think that's always just my open, because whenever you saw her in the show, she was in shadow, so it was like dark, you know what I mean? But this is the colors that were on the character. So I mean, like, what I really like is the two sabers, you know, the two curved sabers. The fact that they can hook onto the belt, that's just chef's kiss, absolute chef's kiss right there.
How about you, Tony?
That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I never was really into the Clone Wars that much, so she doesn't mean that much to me. But that's it. If she was, this be a must-have, because she's really important in the damn Clone Wars. Yeah, she's badass.
Yep, smash all the way through. One thing they definitely do with these CBC figures, because they come out so much later, right, than the Black Series most of the time, is that they make improvements on it. So I think what they do in a funny way is they listen to the problems that the Black Series, not that Asajj Ventress is a great figure, but they listen to improvements they could have made, and then they end up making it with TVC, which is really cool. We got a question. The price of the Landspeeder is $60. And then the figures are 17. Amazon fixed that, but we'll talk about prices a little later. All right, next one. We've got Alexander Callis, Agent Callis here from Star Wars Rebels, another cartoon fig. Go to you, Jay. How do you feel about this guy?
Where's my freaking Black Series?
Right.
I was just talking about how TBC gets stuff way later, and here we are. TBS is behind.
I know. So, honestly, no, this is a smash. I mean, I like this guy. If you follow Rebels as far as it went, you know the history about this guy. I'm not going to spoil anything about it, but you know the history about this guy. You know what he went through, what he did for certain characters in the series, and you know, and even the significance of that staff, the significance of that helmet. You know, I mean, Garzeb, you know, Zeb. You got to, like, again, I'm not going to talk too much more about that, but this is crazy. Where is he? Where is my Black Series on this? Where is he? Like, honestly, of all the things I have to say now, where's the Black Series on that? So right. Smash.
Well, it makes sense that this would come out for TVC because of the Ghost that they just got.
Yeah,
so they're capitalizing on that. Even
100%.
Though I know it's the Ahsoka Ghost, but it was a bunch of Rebels characters.
But here's the one thing about that though, right? This looks like because of the picture that's on the card.
Animated.
Yeah, this looks animated. So
it is.
This technically doesn't fit with the Ghost right now, right? On that level. On that level, it doesn't. So now I'm really getting excited, thinking that they're going to go back to animated, right? That would be sick. I'm really, because you know they did it for the Black Series, right? all the Black Series characters are coming out in their animated form for the most part, right? So now, are they going to go back for that with the TVC? Now I'm thinking about buying a Ghost all of a sudden out of nowhere. Like, what the heck? Anyway,
yeah, we better move on before we start enable you too much.
So am I the only one smashing on this? Like, what's
no, we're all. I don't know. I'm gonna smash on it because is a character that we don't have on Black Series, but I'm not like super thrilled with it. But because we don't have it yet in Black Series, smash. Tony says pass.
Tony despises mutton chops. He's not a mutton chop kind of guy. He doesn't like the mutton.
Yeah,
chops.
we'll have it in the helmet like this. All right, and then here's your boy. You mentioned earlier, Paul Sun Young Lee. He has appeared on the stream. He said he actually helped design some of the Korean-inspired designs on his outfit. There was some really good detail. I'll be honest, when they have like celebrities and stuff, I get like, oh no, this is like a waste of time. But I really enjoyed this moment with him. It wasn't too long. I think the overall pacing of the fan stream was excellent. I think they finally, after a couple episodes of these, really found their footing with this. They're 20 to 30 minutes long. They have one segment with Jing and Emily talking about TVC, and then they shift to the Black Series team. I really like what they do, and I think that it's all figures, no fluff. And in this time, they brought in what you would think was fluff, but they actually was a good moment, right, Mega?
I was very happy with this reveal. Again, Paul did a great job, and like I said, he literally presented it in a room where he built himself, and figuratively speaking, and the. This is a great figure. I mean, like seriously, like it's been. I think people have been clamoring for this guy to be coming out for the last 4 years. You know what I mean? Like people are saying, "Where's Carson Teva?" and very very quiet. Even what was her name? Bo-Katan's actor there. What's her name, man? She was talking about how Carson should get a.
Yeah, because we got Dave Filoni was Trapper Wolf or something like that, right? Yeah. We got him, and obviously he's the creator and showrunner and all that stuff. But it's nice to this was a fan pitched thing, and now we got it. So this is a super smash all the way.
Absolutely, for me too. Yeah, for me.
Katie Sackhoff. Genghis.
Yes, Katie Sackhoff.
Battlestar Galactica. Tony, how you feel about this guy? Are you a fan of Mandalorian, the show?
Yes. If I was, yes, Carson Teva. Yeah, he's a smash. He was awesome. Cool. I liked him in it. He's dope.
Yep. And I think this is the first of many, because here he's got his flight jacket, but obviously he doesn't wear his flight jacket, all the time. So we're definitely going to see another one of these for sure, and I'm very excited for that. So,
yep. And bring it on. Maybe Comic-Con for the Black Series. And so anyway, the pre-orders went up today actually. So earlier today on Famazon for all of these, and then it was Amazon only Pulse only, right? For the Landspeeder, I think, or Fan Channel only. I'm not sure, but anyway, someone can help me. It's not on Amazon, that I know. So the Landspeeder is not on Amazon, maybe just Fan Channel. But anyway, that's it. And then Black Series, we went with the Night Trooper from Ahsoka, and I gotta say, I'm a Black Series guy, and I agree with Spec. He was talking about it in our chat, and I really like the fact that. At first I kind of got mad. I'm like, man, they're really dropping the ball. Black Series, we're only getting like 2. But because they're having so many fan streams, Jay and Tony, it's like good in a way not to overwhelm us with, like GIJoe only does a fan stream every 3, 4, 5 months. So they give us 13 pre-orders. But Star Wars, the Disney properties are going so fast that we're only getting like 2 and 3. And I think it's good. Right, that we're only getting 2 and 3 at a time because there's so many fan streams. Would you agree with that, Jay?
I just don't want to see fan streams with repaints. You know what I mean? Like I think that for me, that's one of the reasons why I'm out of Star Wars because I just can't. How many more freaking Mandos do I need? I don't need another freaking Mando with a new.
Well, here's the thing: the last 3 fan streams, right? When I think the problem is. A lot of, and I almost got out of Black Series too. I was contemplating getting rid of it, keeping essential characters. I don't even have them up in my office right now. I got to figure out what to do with it. But based on the last 3 fan streams, I'm like, wow, they're actually giving us a lot of new stuff. This Night Trooper right here is pretty much all new, other than some of the stuff on the feet and the hands and shoulder pads. Everything else is all new. All the sculpted wraps. under the armor that we have. I mean, there's a lot of battle damage on the face and the cracks, and then they added new articulation to the ball joint to give you those zombie poses and everything. So they're kind of stepping up the game, I think. And I've pre-ordered pretty much all the Black Series in the last 3 fan streams. So I think they're stepping up almost to the point now that everyone's quit the line. They're giving us shit we want and all new stuff. It's almost like too little, too late in a way, huh?
Yep. No. I'm on board with it. I think are we doing banger, like what is this?
Smash or pass?
Is it, are we doing a smash or pass on this, or like what or is this just a?
Yeah, so I build Star Wars because I already got too many army builders for classified, but I did pre-order it, so smash.
I pass. I didn't watch Ahsoka. I wasn't into Ahsoka, or the lore, so I'm like this. Nah, pass for me.
I'm a smash on this one, but for a completely different reason. I rarely ever see dad bods on stormtroopers, so I am smashing this because he reminds me of me. So I am in on the dad bod. I like the realism. You know, he's been dead for a long time, so he's been eating all them brains. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. So yeah,
zombie
That's
death troopers.
Walking Dead.
He's got the big.
Cool.
He's got the pot belly. It's going for it.
All right, they nailed this face sculpt. I gotta say, Ezra Bridger here, the prettier version. We had that other one that was a weird amalgamation of cartoon and realistic, and then it didn't end up looking like anything from the show. And they kind of just because they didn't want to reveal, this look for the character with the beard and the long hair and the layered tunic and everything. But another figure with a lot of new pieces, they said. So everything visible, Jay, is new except for they talked about some of the joints underneath and the thighs. But I can't believe it. But yeah, I mean, we're getting all new stuff here.
I can see some similarities to other characters. Like I swear, and I'm probably wrong, but I swear Ben Kenobi was wearing something like this. But yeah, no, he looks great. Like in terms of like his accuracy to the character from the show. Yeah, no, I'm digging it. It's great. This is a great character.
Jesus Jedi, we got Kevin Anderson. Star Wars Namor.
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 Very cool. How are you feeling about this guy, Tony? And you said you didn't watch?
I didn't watch Ahsoka, but man, he looks real detailed up. It's different. It's a different look. It looks pretty cool. Like I said, I don't really know the lore too much with Ezra Bridger, but in Ahsoka, I just passed on it. So pass.
Yeah, we needed KJ on the show to sing us Jedi Knight Superstar.
No singing.
Proswell John. All right, look, today, if you were lucky, you got this for regular retail, because it's a deluxe 33, Amazon fudged up, and it was $24.99. And they don't usually, I don't know if they really cancel pre-orders. Like Walmart will just cancel and just say, well, fuck you, you're not getting it. But Amazon will just say, oh, whatever, we'll bite the bullet. But yeah, it was $24.99. So easy smash to get it on sale for $9 off. Jay, how you feeling about the Skeleton Crew bot here, SM33?
So I think there's like not a lot of people are in on this, but I like Skeleton Crew. I thought it was a fucking great show.
It was awesome.
I thought Skeleton Crew was freaking awesome, and you know I'm not ashamed to say that. It's just a shame that the kids in Black Series are based off of their initial designs. Because a lot of them just don't look like what they look like in the show. So I hope that they do a second pass on those. But yeah, this guy, smash. Like I'm loving this guy. Like seriously, he was great in the show. I loved his attitude. I love the whole pirate thing that was going on with that thing, and the fact that he's got the little dude in the eye. I think that's like chef's kiss right there. That's
right. I was gonna go right to Tony about that. You got you need tweezers, and you're always using those for many reasons, Tony. Let's not lie. But you gotta get the tweezers to get the rat out of the eye.
Hell yeah. He looks crazy. There you go.
Yeah, anyway, the pre-orders for all 3 of these figures, summer. What do you think of Skeleton Crew, Tony? I didn't get to ask you.
Oh no, I that's one I really want to go back and watch because I heard rave reviews. A lot of people like it, and it looks really cool. I think way back I watched 1 or 2 episodes, not all the way through, but I want to give it another shot and catch up on Skeleton Crew because it looks cool. It's a badass premise.
Does have thick thighs. That's a good comment from Frank. Very funny.
It's like a mom bod.
Yeah, dad bod, Night Trooper, mom bod, RM30, SNM 33.
SM33 mom.
SM33. So look, pre-orders were today as well. I pre-ordered all of them. I think this is 2 or 3 fan streams in a row. I got the Rex and Anakin. I can't remember the last 2, but I did get I think the last 2 pre-orders as well. So I'm like, wow, 7 for 7 with pre-order and Black Series based on the last 3 fan streams for 2025 or whatever. So yeah, they're doing good. What do we give the fans? Did you watch the fan stream, Mega J? Did you actually watch it?
No, I did not. I did my recap from what's it called, from Facebook. I just watched everybody else's recap, but I enjoyed the releases. I thought they were cool. I did see the segment with Paul, and that was nice. You know, again, surprising. It was a surprise. It was almost like a weird little segment that you didn't know what was happening really, but then all of a sudden, bang, and I was like, okay, that was pretty cool.
All right, so give us some blind whiskeys. Give us a whiskey score for the fan stream. You didn't watch the fan stream, but based on the reveals and the video you saw, how do you feel out of 5?
Truthfully, I think that right now, seeing everything that was actually revealed, I'm much more impressed now than the previous 5, fan streams, because most of that, you said it earlier, there'll be fan streams where they're literally just showing stuff that's already available. I was like, what the hell am I watching here? Right? That was really kind of like why you guys, like, they would recap half the episode with stuff that's already available, and then they were like, yeah, these are great. Like, look at the stuff that's already been released. And I'm like, I didn't come here for like a half an hour of this before you get to the real stuff. Like that to me was good.
They've done a better job with pacing, and then we didn't have to. If you don't collect TVC, you'd have to sit through 15 of the vintage collection and the retro collection, and then you get the Black Series, and it's a Darth Vader and a Mandalorian repaint archive. That was a fan stream 4 fan streams ago, and I was like, I am almost done this line, and they've stepped up. Out of 5, what do you give it?
A blind out of 5, I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3, just because it's a blind. I didn't really watch it.
You didn't get to see it. I'm gonna go 3. I think I went 3.5 in the last one. I'm gonna go up a little more, 3.75. I did get all 3 pre-orders in for Black Series, and even the TVC stuff I don't usually care about, and I thought it was compelling, at least like happy for them, especially the Landspeeder. The segment with Paul was great. The pacing was good. I think it was a very strong fan stream. It's sad as a GIJoe guy, and we're going to talk about GIJoe in 2 seconds, that we get one fan stream and they get canceled and delayed, and then there's like 17 Star Wars and Marvel Legends fan streams in a row. So it definitely hurts. But with that, and Tony, you have a non-available, not applicable whiskey score for this one, right? Cool. But man, what'd you think about the GIJoe fan stream overall? We talked with Tony about that, so we'll be here to support you, Jay. But what was your overall, don't get into figure specific, but just your overall feel of what they did and how,
So I'm a sucker for cheesy crap. So when they showed up all dressed up like Cold Slither, I was like, all right, you got me. You got me. Like, seriously, I was hooked. I was like, all right, what do we got? Like, lay it on me. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. This whole ridiculous fan stream, and it became ridiculous. And then they took the clothes off, and I was like, But then they got into like really, the name reveals were great. Everything was great.
They took their clothes off.
I was really happy.
Woohoo!
Whoa!
I was really happy with many of the name. The name only reveals, the digital render reveals. It was all bangers, like, for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, I was actually very happy with what was revealed, and they even at the end showed Zartan, right? Right at the end, just like, oh, we don't have any of these guys to show you. Then right at the end, it just shows Zartan. I was like, oh, cool. So can't wait to see the drum kit. I can't wait to see all the other. And there have been leaked photos out there. Toy Habits has shown a couple of things, but it's always great when you actually see everything in person, right? So
right.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the Joe team has everything on point. You know what I mean? I think out of all the teams that do their live streams, the Joe team is just like bang, 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 bang. Even if they have fluff to show, they move it along really, really well. Their pacing is really good.
Yeah.
The chemistry there is really good. They got, you know, they have the 3 guys now that can really talk about it. They had some weird ones in the past, like coming in and out.
Yeah,
like,
they did.
Yeah. Star Wars is still trying to figure out who they want to, you know.
I think they're getting there. You know, they're getting there. I think, you know, one of the things that, and I do want to preface this segment and say this was going to be a 2-hour toy news shows without GI Joe. It was going to be a total clickbait. Do we need to talk about GI Joe? I was going to say no, buy, and show, but because we have Mega J Retro in the house, yes, we fucking do have to talk about GI Joe because we got to hear your side about the fallout of the fan stream. And we're going to talk about your 3 favorite reveals. We'll talk about some of the changes they need to make, maybe some of the bad side of it, and then your most anticipated classified. So we're here to talk about GI Joe for a little bit. I know we're going way past the time, but we're talking GI Joe. It's prime time now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I lost my point because I get the preface.
Prime time, motherfucker.
Let's just get right into the 3 reveals. It'll come back to me. But you said you had 3 reveals for us. Your top 3 reveals. I'll go to the first one. It was the exclusive MMS and Colonel Hawk.
Yeah,
but you're bothered by something. Talk to me about it.
No, it's not so much that I'm bothered terribly about you know, anything particular. It's just, you know, I've always felt that you know, the rocket system needs to be its own thing. You know, it's like it has to be an actual robot. You know, I've always known these things as actual, you know, especially because, you know, some Bo cartoons, right, the way they are, and it's sort of it's like halfway there. But at the same time, you know, I'm very excited about Colonel Hawk. You know what I mean? Like I think he's a banger. Like seriously, that one right there is a smash for me, 100%. And the only other thing is, I wish that these two honestly would have been separated. Like that's probably the only thing I really do wish that, because I would have liked to just get the Hawk for now. And this one I could have gotten with another character. But if this is the only way to get Hawk, that's fine. I'll bite the bullet. I'll pick this up because that is a really cool Hawk. I like that.
Well, actually, what's funny is in my notes, I had it that you weren't happy about it being an Amazon exclusive.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot that. Yeah,
of course
I'm not. No, is anybody happy about it?
Like, Amazon isn't. If you're as long as you're at home within the hour it releases, it's not like Target or Walmart where if you don't like that Rogue, right? That Rogue that came out, X-Force, X-Factor Rogue from a couple weeks ago, whatever. Was it X-Force or X-Factor? X-Factor.
Yeah.
X-Factor Rogue, Target exclusive.
I don't think Rogue was in X-Factor or X-Force.
It was X-Factor or Savage Land. What was it? It's the green
Savage Land Rogue is like scantily clad.
Yeah, no, not Savage Land. It's okay. Anyway, it's the green Rogue from a week ago.
Yeah.
And
okay. That's the Outback. That's the Outback.
Yeah,
Rogue.
the Outback Rogue. Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't mean Rogue. I meant Gene. I meant X-Factor Gene.
That's X-Force.
X-Factor Gene.
I said Rogue because I read a damn comic book today, and it was
what's wrong with you?
Rogue.
X-Factor.
Yeah, it was X-Factor Gene.
Maximum now.
I had the team right and the girl's name wrong.
Damn
so,
the only thing about the Amazon thing is because, you know, it's always a hit and miss with them. Like depending on who's packing the damn thing, it's like if you're not smart, if you're not clever enough to say I want this as a gift or something like that, they'll slap the label right on top of your box. It's like, and you know, the box might just come and smashed. It's just one of these things.
I see that point, but they're usually not that hard to pre-order Amazon compared to other companies.
They're not hard.
And but here's the thing. This was smart, in my opinion, to put Hawk with them because it'd be separate. People are gonna say they don't have room. We're getting to the point where people don't have room. I watched the Circle of Jerks yesterday. Shout out to Tony's Figs, who was the host of that banger of a live stream. Go follow that on all 19 channels that posted it yesterday. But anyway, unbelievable. I'm looking down my subscription feed and every single person's on that show. So, but look, you guys talked about the lack of room. I mean, right? Like, look at your toy room and my toy room and your closet. It's just like, it's your blinds, but it's just crazy. We're losing room. So something like a repainted HMS, now the MMS, you don't really need but you need Hawk, so you're gonna have to pay the $70 to get both instead of just the 24. And then, no retailer is gonna want this without a figure, and they don't want a nameless green shirt with this, right?
No, this is I love this thing because I mean this is what came out back when we were kids.
Exactly.
You got Hawk with the MMS. I'm overjoyed with this. I want Colonel Hawk. He looks good. I like what comes with him. I'm down with the weapons he gave him, whatever. And you can, my Vamp will tow this. I even got more gridiron wheels I could put on this instead of these guys if I wanted to. But I really like what they did with Colonel Abernathy here. He does have Xandar's plate carrier, which I'm not mad at. It's cool. I like that he's got the shoulder. Well, he's got the pistol holster in there. And all you need is, I mean, grunt, and he's got, that's his body. Different painted boots. I like his M16, his XLMR.
He's got the grease gun from Duke's Greaser, right?
From Duke and Stalker. Yeah, he's got that stupid extended mag 45, which is no big deal. His helmet's awesome. Got comms in it. I'm down for this Hawk. Yeah. This completes this as long as you're going. Do some classified OG-13. I'm all for it. And he's blonde. Thank you.
Look at this guy.
He's supposed to.
Adam, pay attention to me. I crave relevance, yeah.
I crave relevance.
Crave relevance. Joke. All right, cool. Next selection from Mega J. It was the green shirts. Take it away, Mega J. We talked about this last week, so we'll let you take the floor on this.
Yeah, we need like how many freaking Vipers do we have? Like, come on, like there's a Viper for every season, man. Like,
right, you're not wrong.
A Viper for every day of the week. It's crazy. We need real army builders. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that there's every Joe known to man, right? But at the end of the day, we really need some just basic infantry troopers, and this finally scratches that itch. I mean, like Super 7 has been doing this for like a day and a half right now. They got sailors, they got green shirts, they got all these guys, right? But finally, with the I don't know if I want to call it an adoption, but now they're leaning into Sunbow, so this actually makes a lot of sense, right? And you got the two different skin tones. You can now start literally building an army now. So this is a great move. The absolute smash on this, 100%.
Yeah, and this is what Tony said. This is great support. And those are the MMS goes with the Vamp. These guys can hang out and ride in the Vamp, right? So you got all kind of support for a vehicle that was a hottest toy of the year for many classified people last year, and they're supporting that. So nothing wrong with that. I'm sure we'll see more support for like the Dragonfly and stuff like that in the future because there's so much Cobra stuff. I have way behind me. I got way more Cobra stuff than Joe stuff. So good choice there. And then your last selection was not a pre-order or not a digital render, I should say. The last two are digital renders, not up for pre-order yet, but you went with the name only. Of course, this was leaked, but talk to me about the Battle Armor Fred here.
Yeah, no, I mean, like seriously, this guy is one of my absolute favorites. I mean, like, he's
nice.
Like, he's
look at that flex, mad flex.
I picked this up at Joe. I picked this up at Joe Fest. I mean,
I know. I picked the lifeline.
He was giving it away. Like I was like, you know what? I'll take it. I love this guy. Freaking, he got the Baroness got the hots for him. He's awesome. That's
true.
He's a great guy. Seriously. Again, having the battle armor was just another like. If you read that actual storyline from the books, it was badass. I mean, like things were just great. That's right, Tony. Bang, right? It was just that kind of thing, right? He completely transformed himself, right, as a Cobra commander. And you know what? It's about time. It's just basically about time. Now, I made the mistake of saying this is a retro card. I just did that from the artwork, but you know what? If he's a regular release, excellent. Definite smash. 100%.
I think if they give us artwork like that in the tease, it's a retro card. If you notice Major Blood, they talked about zhuzhing him up. Some people said he might be a deluxe or he might be enhanced or whatever.
Good.
So he was not in a retro carded art. And we've already heard that from, like the systems from like Full Force and all the leaks and all that stuff. So yeah, this is definitely a retro card, according to the sources that we got. And it'll be a lot of fun to get Battle Armor Coco. Wait, but hold on. Isn't Monkey Wrench retro card though? So that might not actually be true.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not 100%.
Yeah,
sure.
you might actually be right. This might not be a
he?
retro card. I'm going to correct myself because Monkey Wrench had that battle action art in the back, and I don't think he's a retro card.
It is.
So we don't know yet.
I think it's just the artwork, because their name only reveals, so it could be anything.
Liquids. Yeah. And then no, I'm joking. No Fredhead. You're gonna have to get one from IBMMT on
IBMMT.
Yep. All right, cool. All right. So I apologize for that. But you had I'll just ask you right now. Fanstream, what do we want to see different on the next one? Would you want anything? Because look, it was gonna come out, there was leaks, and then it was postponed for a month. Why do you think there was a postponement? Jay, I'll ask you that about the month delay. What's your initial reaction after seeing this? Why do you think it was delayed for a month?
Yeah, so I generally think that there was some sort of I don't know, I don't really know why it was delayed for a month, but if I had to guess, if I had to just to take a wild guess, I think Toy Fair did a number on everybody. There was something weird was happening around Toy Fair.
Yep.
Everybody and their mother was dropping things like flies, right? And it was just a weird situation. But what I really think the reason why they had to delay it is because of the uncertainty of the market right now. Chris Cox just basically saying we're not a toy company anymore. I think that really threw a monkey wrench into everything.
That messed them up, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think that's really what kind of did it. And I think the investors are starting to say, what the hell's going on? We need a meeting right now and blah, blah, blah. So, instead of rushing out something, maybe the teams had a meeting and said, all right, hold off. We got to figure this out because we got to find out what toy lines we're actually going to release this year. So, and the thing is, after that meeting, they probably said, you know what, we need to come in strong. So remember that SDCC pack we just said, is that actually going to fly? And then they realized, yeah, it's going to fly, right? They had a whole freaking website built for it, for the music video and stuff,
and a song and everything. Real quick, Jay, a couple comments here. Yeah, Battle Armor and Blood are regular releases. Now, Blood, in my defense, was rumored as a deluxe, and I was like, how is Blood? What does Major Blood have to do with a deluxe?
What's he going to come with? Yeah.
Right. So that got cleared up during the fan stream, or at least around after. But there was leading into it, and then Blood's regular release, and then Emily did say the Bats and Green Shirts, the last retro for the year. Yes. So we did say this all last week, but give me a break. I spent millions of hours putting this show together, so the Joe stuff was thrown in last second. Like I said, we weren't even going to talk about Joe tonight. It's right in the title, but we decided to. So we're glad that you're here. What about you, Tony? Anything you would do differently for the fan stream next time that you want to see? Not specific, not specific characters or vehicles you want to see, but anything you want to see Hasbro do differently or that they might need to do next time.
No, for me, they're having fun with it. It looks like they're back to having fun with it. At first I was thinking what you guys were talking about, the delay. I mean, maybe B-Mac really wanted to be on it, and Emily just maybe whipped his ass, and then she jumped on it, Yeah. So maybe that was it. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna have the queen comes back in and takes care of business, because she did. She had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun watching it. I enjoyed every bit of it. I gave it 4 whiskeys. I liked it. So
you did.
I'm not talking new figs or new vehicles, because I was always thinking, come on, just say something about it, Thunder Machine, please, for me.
Oh yeah, that was so to delay it a month and then not give us a mid-size to large vehicle after lots of speculation was kind of a bummer for me. And then I really realized how well it was. I was conflicted with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was conflicted because they do such a great job, like Jay says, the camaraderie, the chemistry, the detail. I text Lenny the next day, said, dude, the level of detail you go into on these fan streams, I love it. I watch it twice. I take notes because of all the fucking love they put into these figures, right? But then it's like, man, after a month delay, that month delay had to be the snake armor, Jay. I think they just needed it in hand. We got 3 of them. They had the figure in there. I think it wasn't ready. The prototypes weren't ready to show. And I think that was the big month delay, in my opinion. There's Tariffs and this Chris Cox's foolishness, and there's all these other Disney and B-Mac and having his wife's paternity leave, all this stuff. There's all this stuff factors in. But I think the snake armor in hand was the home run, and I think they didn't want to overshadow that with another vehicle, in my opinion.
good job if that was the truth. If that was the truth, hey, good job.
Yeah, I mean, like they had 3 of them there, right? So, and the damn thing was just gigantic. So
big ass. Yeah,
I think maybe you're right. Maybe they wanted to show strength, right? They wanted to show something.
Yep,
really
they weren't
huge,
ready.
So.
Yep. Maternity leave.
He wasn't ready.
Fraternity leave. Cool. All right, and then you had your most anticipated classified figures. You said Battle Armor is, but then also for not on the pipeline, who do you pick?
I mean, I mentioned it earlier. I mean, like, I really, and this is going to be this isn't a popular opinion, but I like Cobra Law. I think Cobra Law is a great. I think Cobra Law is a great faction, and I would love to see Globulus or Pythona. I think that those two are just absolute necessities here. You know what I mean? Like Pythona alone, Venom fingers, absolute just badass. And then you got Globulus, just a force of nature. I mean, this guy literally can punch through like granite. It's it's ridiculous, right? So yeah, I'm all Cobra Law right now. I would love to just and you don't need a lot to finish off Cobra Law. You need these 2 and a whole bunch of Cobra Law troopers. That's it, and you're done. Right? You can just walk away, and a whole bunch of freaking insects. But
Exactly. So now we got Energon, we got different looks. Are you a fan of what they're doing with Skybound with these characters, incorporating them into the other comics like Void Rivals and Cobra Commander and stuff?
I haven't read any of the new lore, but they haven't strayed that far from the original lines, from the original designs. So I'm fine with it. I mean, it looks great. So.
Nemesis Immortal, FK Enforcer, is kind of a combination of what you're shaking your head. Go ahead, just talk.
Nah, who the hell came up with Immortal? I understand there's some sort of like legal BS or whatever. It's Enforcer. Get it right. All right. That's all I got to say.
Right. They didn't want some like indie band suing them or whatever. So
whatever, man. Whatever. You can't tell me that $1 billion company can't buy a freaking name back.
Ooh, yeah.
Come on.
Hey, they don't want Fabio De Nino, Fabster, suing them.
The Fab.
So, how old has that band been? Like, is that band even still around?
I'm making shit up right now at this point. I don't really know. Someone in the comments does. Death Valley Machine Band. Have a good night, dude. Appreciate you. We're gonna go for just a few more minutes on Joe, and then we're gonna hit Gridiron's Shadow Hound in a second. Call it a night. But yeah, so you haven't read the lore, so the easy. So shout out to Ruben and Stronox, Marauder Ruben Stronox for these customs.
Very nice.
Tony, how do you feel about these 2? And do you want to see these in the line? And then did you get Once a Man? I can't remember. Did you get Once a Man, Coco?
No, I did not. I did with that era and that piece of Sunbow. I don't really care for the lore of Cobra Law, but for those who like it, these are badass characters. And like Jay said, they need to do them. There's not that many. This one, that one, Nemesis Enforcer, and some soldiers, and that's it. So go for it. But Cobra Law don't exist in my GIJoe world because I'm strictly the comic book guy. I'm Springfield, Cobra Commander, all that stuff. Cobra Commander's a real guy, not some snake fucker. You know what I mean? So, but these are dope, man. I mean, for those who like them, like I said, go for it. But nah, I won't be in on these because I'm such a comic nerd.
For sure. Jay, how do you feel about for overall whiskeys for the Joe Fanstream, and just some last thoughts on Fanstream and where Classified should probably go next?
You know what? I thought they were fine. I thought, like I said, I'm a sucker for all the goofy stuff. So I really enjoyed the stream. I thought it went, they went fast. They were good on it. They were on point. There was at no point were they really like deviating. I think that fan streams should be live again. I don't understand why they're so scared of putting live, fan streams as not lives. I think it's always good to interact with the fans, but if it's only going to be on Hasbro Pulse.
Well, here's the thing. When they do a live fan stream, they're not interacting with the fans anyway because they're doing a presentation. They're not like sitting there moderating the comments. It's
no, I know, but every now and then they'll at least read one, like they'll break for a segment and they'll read a couple ones here and there.
It's been a long time.
I know it's been a long time. It's been a hell of a long time, right?
Oh, when they did that? Yeah.
I think that the Hasbro Pulse Cons are the only times they still do any of that. But
They are.
I think that it's fine. I think that the Joe team, out of all the teams that do streams, I think they're the ones that are the most dialed in. So they've got it together. They're good. I miss the Power Rangers streams. I really do. I wish but it's too late now. Like basically they gave it up to Playmates. So let's see if Playmate does a stream. I don't know. Maybe they'll start doing some stuff.
They should. Yeah.
Right. So I want to read this comment. Shout out to Chaz, the guru, the meme legend. Classified collectors are getting jobbed. We should be getting twice as many figures. This is how I felt. I'm just like, as excited as I was, as much love as I have in the line, and everything's amazing. Everything is detailed. Everything is so much love into it. It's taking so fucking long for things to come out, and they're behind. We know business-wise, they're behind the Disney line at the factory, right? There's distribution. There's more to it than that. There's business. They don't have any media tied to it, right? Now we get an Avengers movie today. The whole cast is 30 people in the cast of Doomsday. Those figures are going to cut the line now for Marvel Legends. Like, forget, it's just, they have they're using limited sources. They have all this. It's just like, man, it is frustrating. As great as it is being a fan of Classified with how great everything is, getting figures between 4 months, and then it's October and we get figures every day. It's like, right? So we got 1 month where we're getting slammed, but they only have like one release window, man. It just like really sucks.
Yeah, I mean, like it's probably true, but at the same time, you got somebody at the helm who thinks that they're becoming a game company. So there's a lot of factors involved at this point. Like we don't really know what's happening. They've had a lot of L's lately, so a lot of the W's are coming slow. So
yep,
we'll see how it goes.
For sure. All right, man. Let's show your social media. You stayed in 90 minutes more than you had to, or whatever. I really appreciate that, dude.
You know what? Don't worry about me. Subscribe to Tony's Fig. Subscribe to the Toy Kind of Mood. These are the guys who are working hard. I don't know who this idiot on the right on the right here. Take that off. Show Tony's Figs. That's much more.
We'll show that in a little bit. We're gonna get to Gridiron. We'll show our socials. But look, you're almost at 20K. Woo! Almost there, baby.
The Master Mega J Retro, everybody.
Hard to believe.
Let's get Mega J to 20K before Joelana. Joelana. There'll be no Joes there.
Toylanta.
It's all thanks to you guys, everybody who watches and subscribes and really like interacts. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's just having fun and hanging out with these guys. Tony and Moody. These are the guys who work hard and do the hustle and really stay on point, because that's the one thing. Even though we kind of went off script today, realistically, it's all about staying true to your fans and making sure that everybody gets the time that they need, especially these live streams. They're hard to do, man. Tony knows it. Tony knows how hard these live streams are. But yeah, guys, if you want, I'll be at Toylanta this coming weekend. I'm leaving tomorrow, so basically, if you have time, definitely come check us out and come check out my new book with my friend Danny Green. It is called El Dragoon. We're going to be debuting this at the show. You can pick up a couple of posters and support the Kickstarter. We're going to be starting very, very soon. It's all about luchadors, and it's all about wrestling. So if you're a wrestling fan, I know that we're GIJoes here, but you know what? You guys can definitely dive into something deep.
We're Legend Series, Tony. Be all in on that.
And I'm excited. Let's show this off first.
Really quickly, I also have posters and some swag, which is exclusive to Toylanta for Flipor. And Flipor is going to be at Toylanta. So
looks so dope. And then
come by the booth. Let's have some fun. And I want to see all you guys there. And you better pick up a Flipor soon, because on BBTS it's selling out like hotcakes. I do have some panels that I'm going to do. Master Universe.
There you go, right there. Power up
with Joshua Sky. And again, if you want to go to the right, not that right, the second right. If you want to go to the right, I'm going to have a very special Flipor and the con. Featuring the art of Ryan Endersby. A lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun at this show, guys. So hopefully you guys, anyone who can make it, please do. I would love to see you guys there.
Nice.
Amazing. Dude, this was a blast. I finally got to do a regular show with you, a full show with you, and not just me on set showing up.
He's walking in and out. I didn't know what he was doing. He was walking in and out of sets. He was like, doing
I'm sorry. I feel like, this happened to me on ACBA. I think I got invited to be on ACBA and then Boog didn't show up. So I feel like a toy kind of mood inviting you, and it's always me inviting you. And then I don't show up for any of them because I'm on set or something. So and shout out to Boog. I love him. I'm just joking around. But yeah, it'd be great. It's nice. We had a great show today, and it was all on script. You read the script very well. I appreciate it. And yeah, good stuff, man. Thanks so much. But we're not done yet. We're gonna talk about Gridiron in a minute. But thanks again, Jay, for hanging out with us.
Ken Best, I am the shill, man. Apparently, I am the biggest shill now with the Maximum Spider. So
maximum shill,
maximum shill.
20K Maximum J. I gotta love it. All right, man. Salute to you, man, and we'll catch you at Toylanta, huh? Have a good one,
brother. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
But,
take care.
I'll stick around for a little bit longer than I'm gonna
all right.
log off. So.
All right. So you're hanging out. Okay.
Just for a little bit longer because I do have to go, but I want to see what you guys got next.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get right into it then. See what we got here. All right, this was the breaking news that happened during the show. And let me just put it full screen so we can see it.
Welcome, Night Force. Woo!
I did like that, yeah.
All right, we got a Night Force Ostriker or something. Tony, talk to me about the Shadow Hound real quick and what you know about it, at least from the images here.
Well, now I don't have to keep my mouth shut no more. When I went to go pick up my my free shit, no, I'm just kidding. Shit was not free. My Jungle Hound, they cost over $200. I'm like, oh, we're gonna get the white one. Oh, we're gonna get the. I mean, he was calling it Shadow Hound. He's calling it black one. I go Night Force. He goes, hell yeah. So Mark, shout out to Mark and Quaid and Colin and Sandy over there at Gridiron. This looks really nice. Oh man, this thing will look killer with your Night Force people. Whoever you got, Cobra, anybody you put in this thing is really dope. It doesn't even need decals, anything. Keep it night ops. Keep it inconspicuous. It's pretty dope, and it's all interchangeable mods up top with all the weaponry. You can change them out with other Gridiron stuff, but yeah, man, kick ass.
You know what? I actually think it looks good alongside that ramen van that you got, the Rev Raider. Look really cool, like as a crew rolling up. I want to see some photography with that. Those two, like maybe a souped up van, not necessarily a Punisher van, but just something like that. And I think that would go pretty good together. And man, this is nice. Jay, any thoughts on what Gridiron's been doing with their Hound?
For the biggest thing that I think everyone has pretty much said here, the wheels look like they are the right size. I think that seems to be the biggest complaint about the other striker. But other than that, it's a beautiful beast, and I'm really excited about it. It's incredible that Gridiron is just killing it, man. They're doing such great work.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Johnny Reno, Cage's Customs in the chat. He's got the first Shadow Hound at his house right now. That bastard.
All right, and so what? This is it's with the Earl here.
The Earl, with the red missiles. Yeah.
Okay, that's the top.
We can order either or. The one that they're both $200. This one comes. If you want the Earl with it, the other one, if you want what comes on the original Hound with it, the weapon systems.
Got it.
Ooh, man, look at that. Snake Eyes with it.
Yeah, I know. What do you prefer? This one has a little more poppy color, but then to me, it gets into Cobra territory.
Yeah, this one I'd give to Cobra, and the other one I'd give to Night Force and have Snake Eyes hanging out with him too.
Yeah, he's got Snake Eyes with this, but I would have put some of those Hiss
with the Earl
with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, put some. Let the Crimson Guards roll around in it.
Yeah, the dark ones. Jay, you want to just give me any comments that you got on what you see on the screen here? The Shadow.
Yeah, I'm always in with the with the repaints, especially if they're done really, really well. I love the red highlights on these because it gives that effect of the night, the night side of like stealth kind of modes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course having Snake Eyes there just to highlight that fact.
Clean.
It's just a beautiful accumulation of all those factors in here. And the price is right. You know what I mean? I think that these guys really have dialed it in because there's been so many debates on vehicle prices, and you got Bobby talking about things like that and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you know what? When you know what you're doing and you know what the fans want, I think that those factors really come into it. So yeah, very excited about that. All right, guys, I do got to go now. So
we're pretty much done anyway. Look, I'll just say it was episode 215. Should we talk about Joe? Fine, Jay's here. Why not? We did anyway. But we hope you enjoyed the show today. Travis Moody was your host. For Tony, Mega J Retro. We'll see you at Toylanta and WonderCon this weekend. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the Toy Aisle too. Bye.
Later.
Take it easy, guys.